Oh. Getting everything set up. Looks like it's starting. Alright, well, getting right into it. And let me see. What? Can't hear anything really. I think it's just an intro. I need to update my stream elements.
Emotion running through our veins, heartbeat, love is making waves. Emotion running through our veins, heartbeat,
let me know if
love is making waves.
Showcase is too loud. I could barely work with you. That's good for me. Hey everyone, if you're barely joining in, we're going to be watching the PlayStation State of Play Showcase. For those that maybe aren't familiar, it's just Summer Game Fest week. So if you ever watched E3 back in the day, E3, that summer gaming conference where everything would get announced, that's dead. But now we have Summer Game Fest hosted by Jeff Keighley, same guy that does the Game Awards at the end of the year. And Summer Game Fest is basically the week where everybody, oh, this was the first game. I thought it was just a bunch of logos. Okay, not up my alley, but
Hello
yeah.
from Enhance. I'm Tetsuya Mizuguchi.
This is basically a PlayStation
ディレクターの
Direct
石原
if you're a
隆で
Nintendo
す
fan.
ルミネサライズのトレーラー楽しんでいただけたでしょうか
But yeah,
この
just
秋
gonna be watching what comes
PlayStation
out.
5
Honestly, a few
PSVR2
predictions.
対応
Probably
で
gonna
発売
see a
予定
little
で
bit of
す
Wolverine from
ルミネサ
Insomniac.
ライズはバラエティ豊かな曲と
Might
美し
get
いビジュアルが
a
没入
Persona
感を
4
高め
remake
いつまでも遊びたくなるゲーム体験となっています
this week.
その世界はとても心地よくプレイヤーを共感覚の世界へと導きます
PlayStation Today.
まあよくある普通
General
のパズ
State
ル
of
ゲー
Play
ムっ
is
てこ
on
とだよね
Friday. That's like the big event.
テトリスエフェクトを一度遊んだことがある人は分かると思いますが
So obviously everybody's
ルミ
gonna
ネ
be
サライズ
showcasing
は
their
ただのパズルゲームでは
latest
あ
and
りま
greatest
せん
stuff they want to show off.
夏にシングルとマルチプレイの体験版を配信予定です
Sometimes these are dud.
ぜひ
You know,
皆さん
sometimes
手に
there's
取っ
not
て
a lot
遊んでみ
coming
て
out.
ください
You know, there's
Thank you
this
and
year's obviously a
enjoy
big year
the
for
rest of
Sony.
the
They're
state
gonna
of
have
play.
Ghost of Yote coming out. Yeah, I honestly can't remember what I mean. They might talk about Marathon. Hopefully they talk about Marathon and acknowledge it in some way. But yeah, let's see. Okay, what comes after Dreaming? This is another trailer.
The future. It isn't just a dream.
Yeah, let me know if
It's
you
a
can hear the
promise.
stream. All right. If I'm too loud or the
One we're
showcase
turning into
loud enough.
reality.
Right now they're doing some talking.
With our third generation of Luna filament and advanced generative AI, we're reshaping the line between dreams and reality.
This looks very corporate,
We
very AI.
create life
No, honestly.
for
Okay.
our future.
Might be a game. I wouldn't be surprised if it's not a
Delphi
game.
Corporation.
Okay.
Let's see about getting paths through to Earth. And why are these things trying to kill us?
There you are. All better.
Oh dear. That's a little scary.
Patched me up.
But okay, I'm hooked on the aesthetics of this so far. Yeah, it looks like a Capcom game, not gonna lie.
I am DI03367. The art pragmatic creative-
hang on a second. Don't you have a name or something?
Okay. It's giving it's giving Metal Gear
Get
Solid
behind
2.
me.
Where you had to
I think I can help.
what, carry the is it the President's Daughter? Is that who's stuck on the oil rig? Nobody played that.
targets
Also giving
identified,
Resident Evil 4
neutralizing
honestly,
threats.
because you know it's just a companion
Neutralize
thing.
us?
Looks like we're gonna have to fight our way through. What the?
Bypassing first and second firewalls, hooking control protocols,
Oh god.
initiating hack.
Pragmata, okay. It looks kind of cool. I mean,
Hey,
let's see this one.
D.I.
I said I am D.
Okay. Look, how about we call you Diana?
Diana?
Oh, okay. This was not on my radar at all because it looks like they were trying to get it to come out some other year, but I guess it's a very new thing. So okay, that's coming next year. Looks interesting. It's either gonna be like a very, I feel like it's either gonna be a very 7 out of 10 or it's gonna blow our socks off. So let's see.
Oh, hey, today is Saturday, which means curry time.
Awesome! I love curry!
Speaking of curry, apparently the current president is actually a humane. What does that mean? It's okay, I'll get it.
Curry time!
Romeo!
Oh, dude.
Romeo, stay with me.
Sure.
I'm gonna die.
Oh, that's
Romeo,
crazy.
listen up. You're gonna die in about 15 seconds. Seriously? Seriously. Don't worry. I made this just in case. The dead gear life support system. Don't move, okay?
I'm sorry. Okay, we're gonna. Yeah, I'm liking the style of this. It's looking, I mean, the animation.
You're already half dead. From now on,
It's
you're
really-
half dead man.
Really detailed style.
Wait, that's pretty lame.
Oh,
Dead man! From now on, you're dead man.
I like the concept. Okay, it looks very Japanese for sure. So, I mean, you know, I'm a big fan of Lollipop Chainsaw. I don't know if y'all ever played that. And then, I'm not opposed to the weird stuff too, like, that was sort of the Rising right there. I'm not opposed to, like, I played Killer's Dead. If you ever played that. Is this from the same people, maybe? Yeah, this looks funky in a great way. Very straightforward concept. But I wonder how it's played. It's like a third person action type. I mean, I think if everybody's using Unreal Engine 5, then it's going to be very. Oh, whoa, there's some like minigame and stuff there. So the whole thing
Romeo is a dead man. Coming 2026.
Who's this from?
Maybe.
Huh? That was Grandpa's voice. Are you like a spirit? I'm on your back.
Oh, that's fun.
What?
Grasshopper. Oh my god, dude. Grasshopper. That's literally Suda 51. Oh, dude. Yeah, no, that's literally the dude that made.
皆さんこんにちは。
Oh my
グラスホッパー
god.
のや
Yeah,
っちゃ
that's
う
the
と
dude that made
すごいです
Lollipop Chainsaw and
Yeah.
Killer's Dead. So this makes total sense.
皆さんトレー
Oh
ラ
my
ーどう
god.
でした、グラスホッパーの久々の新作「ロミオ・イザ・デッドマン」です、
This
いよいよ発表でき
I
ました
haven't played all of the
こ
Grasshopper
のゲームはですね、
or
主人公のロミオが、ロミオ・スターゲーザーという名前なんですかっこい
I
いでし
guess
ょ、
Suda 51 games.
時空犯罪
I don't think
FBI
I've
捜査官として、凶悪なですね
What's that
指名手配犯をさまざまな時空に飛んで、倒していくそんな、
Alone in the Dark.
フラ
Shadows
ッ
of
テ
the
ィー
Damned.
なアクションゲームとなっています。
I never played
そして
that
今
one,
回は
but
で
the
すね
other two that I mentioned.
剣だけじゃありません、銃も使えま
Lollipop
す。
Chainsaw
ストロン
and
グスタイルのアクションゲームとして、チーム一丸となって頑張
Killer's
って
Dead.
作ってま
Sorry,
す。
I'm trying
そしてなんで、
thinking.
タイトルがですね、ロミオなのにデ
Man,
ッドマン
those
な
are
のか、
really
そ
good
れは
games, and I'm
皆
really
さんぜ
excited
ひ
for
続
this
行お
one.
待ちください。
I
プ
mean,
レイステーション
don't get me wrong,
30周
they're
年
like-
過ぎちゃいましたけどおめでとうございます。
Depending on how you
そ
feel
れでは
about
引き続
those
き
games, they're like
セール
either
トブプレイを
7 out
お
of
楽しみ
10.
くださ
They're
い
like。not technically the best games, but they look beautiful and they're artistic as well. I'm very excited for this one. That's huge for me. Oh, this is Silent Hill, right? The new Silent Hill.
どこ行くの？こっち通るの
I'm
珍
excited
しい
for this
ね
one。too, because like
今は誰かと
it's
喋りた
looking
く
a
て。
lot more
私も後から行くね
for。like traditional like Japanese horror.
じゃあね。
Scary.
裏切り者。
hype around this one. People saying it's gonna be like super dark.
私の悪いおばあちゃんまでいないなんてこんなの絶対に変誰もいないし気味の悪い怪物がうろつき回ってるしいやひなこ
Sorry, that's just not a huge fall. Oh, okay.
来るな
Yeah, I'm not a huge horror game guy. I like a few of them, like the great ones, but if this is gonna be like kind of like Resident Evil 7 horror, I'm gonna be a little cautious to play this. I couldn't really get through RE7 that well. I'm a scaredy cat, I know.
そんなあんたがいなくなってくれるんだからせいせいする一人は嫌だよ寂しいよ ずっと一緒だよって
So I know like a lot of people have where people were saying that they didn't like how powerful you felt compared to the original. Like it felt more like an action game than a horror game because you would just the combat was so responsive in a way. It kind of just became a combat focused game. I wonder if this will have that same issue, or if they're gonna do that. So yeah, I wonder if they're gonna tune this to be more survival horror. But thematically, looks great. Love this graphic here. Oh wow, September 25. That's very soon. I was not aware that was coming out this soon. I'm guessing it was announced today. That's cool.
The castle has been sighted
This
again.
looks Final Fantasy as hell.
The church's orders are absolute.
I think Final
These
Fantasy
human
is a good
sacrifices
PlayStation, right?
must be stopped.
We
We will track the ethereal castle, break its gates, and exterminate the creatures that dwell within. The demon lord himself will fall by our hands.
Sort of not self-shaded.
This mission will test the limits of your
style.
courage.
Looks cool, but
You will face horrors beyond your darkest imaginings.
I feel like there's been a few games that
Beasts that defy reason.
I got
Creatures born of pure darkness.
Yeah, I feel like this game it just seems like it's kind of aimed at that audience sometimes. I mean, I can speak to it pretty well here. So that's half power.
With me! Cross Reaper!
Tonight, we start our mission!
Oh, Bloodstained. That's not Capcom. But I have heard of the other Bloodstained games. Just haven't played those either. Not in my habit, but who knows? Maybe this will be the
So you've come, dogs of the church, right into the palm of my hand.
The visuals of Shinjuku that I'm seeing are a hellscape I can't quite put into words. You've somehow been sent back in time 8 years. But the situation here is critical. I'm counting on you, Agent.
Wait, Digimon? Was that Digimon? Yeah.
Our ultimate mission is to uncover the causality between these anomalies.
It's probably
I'm not a huge
phase
Digimon guy.
electron
I feel like maybe
Is
the
that
PlayStation
what you
Showcase.
call us Digimon? I'll always
There's gonna be a lot of
right
games that I
here
haven't
with
played.
you.
Who
But,
exactly are you working for? I remember you guys.
Who or
Audience.
what is that?
You really don't know anything about the digital world?
We have been enemies for years now, but this is the first time the Titans have launched an attack on this scale.
We now believe most of the anomalies we've been dealing with stem from Digimon.
It seems the upcoming battle is truly unavoidable.
The world on this end is running out of time.
If the gate is opened with the digital world in such a state, the human world will most certainly be affected.
Do the Titans not care about the end of the digital world?
Stop it! That egg is very important!
The World Tree has been attacked. It is just as the Great One, Plutomon.
You know, I kind of wonder.
We must protect the world from
What's
them
the
for this
state of the
purpose and this
Digimon
purpose alone were
franchise?
you
'Cause
born.
That thing
Pokemon's kinda
opens,
like
then we'll be swarmed by
in an
Digimon.
interesting
Please,
spot.
everyone, lend me your strength
Everything's
like-
riding on
to
you.
move forward into
It
the
feels
future!
like
We must
they're
fulfill our
trying
mission.
to still appeal to kids.
Agent.
And so a lot of the adult fans like me are kind of like phased out a little bit. So I wonder if Digimon's doing it different, because it looks like a lot more, well, I wouldn't say adult, but has a much better story from the looks of it than the Pokemon games try to. So well, maybe it's an older audience for sure. Maybe I should
Oh,
try it, because
Father,
I haven't been satisfied with Pokemon.
Abandon not your wayward children of Ivalice, but deliver us from our sins, that we might know
I
salvation.
missed who this is from. Oh.
If you feel wrong, blame yourself or the father.
Why do you fight? Why walk this
Those
path of
chocobos.
subterfuge and conflict?
The powerful must rule the weak. It is our duty.
Heavens fall upon your crown!
This vile charade has gone on long enough. It ends now.
Oh, I guess they were chocobos, and it is Final Fantasy. Okay.
Do you remember when your father showed
Yo,
us how to
Silver,
make
how's
a
it going?
whistle of a blade of grass?
See you in Twitch chat right there. Thanks for joining. We're watching the PlayStation Showcase. Let's see what they're announcing. If you're just joining, was I able to see State of Unreal? Honestly, I missed that.
Hi everyone, I'm Sean Benson.
Oh,
And I'm Sid Schumann,
No, but yeah,
here
I
to
kinda
deliver
missed that
news
one
and
because
release
I,
dates for games coming to PS5
I
later
saw that
this
they
year.
announced The Witcher, like the new Witcher, and they were showing off the graphics
We
on
hope
that.
you enjoyed that first look
That
at Final Fantasy Tactics, The
looked
Evil East
crazy.
Chronicles.
But honestly,
The game will
yeah, I
include
completely
two
missed
versions
it.
of the
I
original
was-
PlayStation
I was
Classic.
busy yesterday.
The enhanced version, which features improved graphics,
What
fully
did you
voiced
think? What was
dialogue,
your,
refined
takeaway
gameplay,
from that?
and much more, as well as the classic version, which brings a faithful recreation of the 1997 original to modern consoles.
Final Fantasy game. Interesting.
Final Fantasy Tactics: The Evil East
PS5 and
Chronicles
PS4.
launches on PS5 and PS4 September
They're getting-
30th, and will be
I didn't
available for
realize
pre-order
there were
later
still a lot of
today.
games coming out to PS4, but it makes sense, I guess, if you can.
This
port it
next
over.
game is something really special. When I first played it, I laughed so hard I almost barfed. Let's check it out.
I doubt it, but all right.
But is there maybe just toilet?
Toilet?
Yeah, I just sorry. I just need to pee.
How badly?
Just normal. Bad.
Just go behind this bush. I'll wait.
This
I can run away.
Pea shy.
No.
Yeah, no. you
I'm
don't
low
watch
key
him.
off.
You can watch.
In baby steps, all you have to
I
do
might
is
have seen
carefully
this.
place one foot in front of the other, which is easier said than done.
Years ago, I feel
Main
like.
character Nate requires some pretty deliberate movement to make even the simplest progress. It's a captivating open-world experience filled with oddball characters.
Here we go. Knock up. Oh, no.
So this whole game is you're a dude that has to go to the restroom,
Oh, good.
and you like.
Definitely check this one out when it comes to PS5 on September 8th.
I'm sorry, you can't see my face, but it's low-key like a face of disgust. Nothing against that game, but also everything against that game. I just didn't want to look.
Hirogami is a
hope
unique
it's
action-adventure
funny.
title from
Funny
Bandai
enough.
Namco
This one
Studios
looks way better. This is
Singapore.
like a really nice palette cleanser, I guess.
In this journey to save your origami home, you'll transform into paper shapes with distinct
Yeah, which one
abilities,
looks like? Yeah, you're right. That did look like yesterday.
including a
I
paper
don't know if they announced
airplane,
any other games yesterday.
a nimble
like if they
frog,
showed.
a
Or
hardy armadillo,
other shit. The only one I
and
got
a
was
powerful
Witcher
ape.
in my feed.
Master the art of folding when Hirogami arrives on PS5 later this
Is it
summer.
only on PS5? I feel like it should also come to PC.
Sid, why don't you tee this next one up?
Thanks, Sean. The Hot Shot series has been with PlayStation from the very beginning, and its latest installment, Everybody's
Hey,
Golf
Anime
Hot
Golf.
Shots, boasts its largest character roster ever.
Wait, who was that? I feel like that's from another
Compete
game.
in courses from 10 different regions around the world, each with weather effects and new nighttime variants. Pre-orders begin later today.
There's a lot
And
of
those who
anime
do
golf.
will
Oh,
get
it's
Bandai
Pac-Man.
Namco's
Okay.
iconic Pac-Man as an early unlockable character.
Yeah, there you go. I was gonna say there's a lot of anime golf games, but none of them have.
Everybody's Golf Hot Shots
From what I
drives onto
understand.
PS5 September 5th.
Ninja Gaiden Ragebound is a challenging new entry in the long-running action franchise. From the makers of the Blasphemous series, Ragebound stars dual protagonists from rival clans, forced to combine their souls and skills against a demon uprising.
A lot of 2D games.
And longtime fans will really love the pulse-pounding soundtrack featuring guest composers from the original series.
I think so far the highlight has to be the Suda 5-1 game. That's completely up my alley.
Ninja
Probably
Gaiden
the
Ragebound arrives July 31st on PS5 and PS4. From the game makers, Cairn is a survival climbing experience where you must carefully plan your ascent up a deadly mountain.
Yeah, this is giving Jusan.
Manage balance and stamina to discover secrets.
Different art style, though.
Hey, wait for me!
Encounter other climbers.
I'm Marco. Nice to meet you.
And survive the harsh conditions of the climb.
Yeah, maybe. I played Jusan.
You can give it a try yourself with
But I
a
think I
demo
liked
that
it. It was
arrives
short.
later today.
If it wasn't as short as it was, I would probably not have played it. Demo available today. Okay, let's see, maybe.
That's all from us, but there's still a lot of State of Play to come.
This next reveal comes from the game preservationist at Digital Eclipse. Nothing can prepare you for their next collection, arriving later this year.
We knew pretty early on that the game was fun to play. People were excited about it.
The most rewarding part of it is just seeing people react to it.
Street Fighter.
We knew that we were onto something.
Yeah, just from looking at the prompt, you can see that
It
that's
was
Mortal Kombat.
such a shock to see this game. I was like, I can't believe this game exists.
Yeah, the showcase is alright so far. I think the big one is going to be the Summer Game
It became
Fest on
something
Friday.
that added to the mystique of Mortal Kombat.
But to be honest, the Xbox one last year was
We're
pretty
showing
crazy.
you a part of a world
I'm sure they're
that
going
is
to follow
much
up on a lot
larger.
of that stuff from last year because a lot of it still hasn't come out. But I don't know, maybe I'm also more of an Xbox fanboy than a PlayStation fanboy at this point.
There was no template to make the games.
It's
a bit of the Wild West.
Have that fortune, but
Every
I got
part of
into it
that
later.
game is an expression of who we were and what we wanted to do.
Flawless victory.
Silent Hill F was also one of the bigger things if anybody's coming in just now that we just missed. So that's technically, I think right now we're pretty balanced with big releases and, oh, wait a minute. Oh, it's just a game that or it's just that new PSP that's been like freaking out. It's just it's an arcade fight stick thing. Oh man. Looks nice, but no, I'm not a target audience for that. There was a... I forgot about that. There was leaks of like Sony working on a new PSP. Oh, it's Metal Gear Solid 4. Nice. I'm looking forward to seeing all of this.
That guy? No, he's close.
This is like one of my top games of all time, I'm not gonna lie, so the remake.
We've lost sight of the enemy. Find him.
Looks good.
We're
so
under
far.
fire. Enemy position unknown.
Loading like this.
Still looks kind of goofy, so that's
Alright,
keeping a lot of the same.
Baby. Take this. Here comes another one.
I don't think they're doing it justice.
Won't
right
get
now.
away
I think
from me.
it looks goofier than that.
Taste some real pain.
What's the
matter?
I'm over here. Go back to your own world.
See you in hell. I'll grind you into nothing. What the?
It does kind of just look like the same game. But not so much games, so. And then there's the PlayStation side of it for sure.
Gotcha.
It sounds like David Taylor, so that's good. August 28th. Makes sense. Oh, is this a multiplayer? Yeah, multiplayer? That's kind of cool. I didn't used to have it, so not that I know.
Spirit stones.
Yeah, the camouflage system was really
Shining
cool.
stones imbued with humankind's
And I don't
never-ending
know what this
dreams.
is, but that's Koei Tecmo.
Since time immemorial,
Dynasty Warriors?
this
Maybe? I'm
power
not sure.
has been
I don't know who makes
the
those.
impetus
That's
for
just an
human
educated
wars.
guess.
Such an ominous atmosphere, and one thick with the presence of Aratama.
Souls like.
What makes a shogun? Here is my answer.
Is it total shit? Are they taking the franchise in a different direction? They used to be like RTS games, right? I'm not sure if they ever did anything else. Although this is very nice.
How foolish of you to have entered the depths of hell.
That's one of this game. That was Neo. Neo 3 makes sense. Alright, don't mind if I... Real quick, let me see.
Who might you be, warrior?
Guess I'll turn that down a bit.
Tokugawa.
Right about there. Alright. Thanks for the note. And yeah, it's
皆さんこん
PlayStation
にち
State
は
of Play,
チー
so
ム忍者
let's
の安
see.
田です戦国死にゲーシリーズの最新作
It's
ニ
only
オ
about
3
an
を
hour,
つい
I
に
think.
発表させ
So
てい
real
ただき
short
ました
stream, but
今作のアクションはシリーズおなじみのサムライスタイルに加え新たに忍者
might
スタイ
do a
ルを
little
追
bit
加
of tabletop
より多
simulator
彩な戦
after
闘を
it
楽
leads
し
to
めま
that.
すステージもオープン
But
フィ
yeah,
ール
so
ドとな
far,
り探索や
it's
攻
only
略の
really
自
been
由度
two
や
big
没入
games
感
that
が
I think
大幅にア
are
ップしてい
worth
ます
talking about.
本日より PlayStation
Silent Hill
5
F.
で体験版も配信いたし
I mean,
ます
Neo
の
3
で
is a
ぜ
big
ひプレイして
title,
ご意見を
but
いただければと思います
I don't know. Like, I
2026年の
look
発売に
low-key,
向け
I
続
are
報
there
に
any
もぜひ
Neo
ご
3
期待くだ
fans
さ
in
い
the chat? Because I do not play the Neo games. I don't know. I mean, they got 3 of them. I'm sure they're popular.
No one knows how old the city really is.
Mysterious Silence and Shadows.
For
What
me,
could that be?
it's
Oh, it's
all I've ever
PlayStation
known.
VR. See, that's another thing. Should I be working? Yes, but bro, or streaming. Thank you, Fingerslip. You can, you know, you can put me in the background.
I was raised in this city's
I
shadow.
don't think we're missing anything crazy here.
Free to take
But,
whatever I need.
Yeah,
To survive.
That's what I was gonna say. I think, unfortunately, PlayStation Showcase isn't it's like watered down by the PlayStation VR stuff and a lot of the like super, like I would say, Japanese audience centric stuff, like all those like anime type games that maybe are big franchises over there, but not as much over here. So yeah, it's give or take. And I think the Xbox Showcase is the same in the opposite sense, where maybe it's a lot of Western style games that maybe don't appeal as much to the Eastern demographic. So, traditionally. But I think PlayStation VR 2 is always just a slight, the PlayStation VR stuff is always like a slight.
And who are you?
Oh, it's Thief. Okay. Yeah, it's always like a slight watered down because I don't have a VR headset it's specifically PlayStation VR, so a lot of these are like exclusive.
Are you there yet?
So, okay, this one looks good, and it looks like it's not VR. Road 96, okay, colorful.
Keeping it safe in her tower.
Hey, you got some hosing?
Marketland seems a bit tense today. I heard something happened with another Tidewalker.
Rap, the bigger the better. You're gonna have to explain that.
Damn it!
Like what's Rap? Like a franchise that I'm not aware of? A multiplayer story.
Ever since
Rap
the Great
sounds
Flood, Elend, my dear planet,
it's not ringing any bells.
has been dying. Plastemia has taken everything from us.
Oh well.
But you Tidewalkers are all connected.
This is Rap gaming, yes,
And
Rap
it's up
is
to you
gaming.
now to use that power.
Oh, finger slip, by the way, I think you might care about this. Earlier in the showcase, there was a game that is made by the same people as the makers of Lollipop Chainsaw and another game called Killer is Dead. I don't know if you ever played that. But looks very cool, looks very silly. Definitely gonna be a 2020, it's gonna be a 26 release. But definitely looks like one of the games to play, in my opinion. Tides of Tomorrow. Okay. That one looks like it has a good story, kind of like, I mean, it's an opposite kind of game, but
Hi,
like,
I'm Nicholas Duce, the game director of Astrobot.
Oh, Astrobot.
It's a pleasure to be back today to share
I'm
more news
forgetting the
with
name
you.
of the game. I think it was
Over
like
the last few months, it has been in
it's
the
like
world
the name
of
of a guy.
Astrobot
And
launched
like,
last
is
September
dead
to such
or something.
encouraging feedback.
So
Even
basically,
receiving a
it's like
few
a guy
others
that
we are
dies,
truly grateful
then
for.
starts.
In October, we added 5
Kinda like
speedrun
he's
levels,
undead.
followed by a
Or
Christmas
maybe it's
special
blank, it's
packed
like
with
something
festive
is
surprises.
undead. It's
And
one
then
of those
earlier
things.
this year,
Oh.
the Vicious Void Galaxy made its
Anyways,
appearance,
going on with Astrobot.
adding yet more new challenging levels, all of which came at no additional cost. And today, I am pleased to announce that later this month, you will be able to enjoy 5 brand new challenge levels in
More
Astrobot,
Astrobot
bringing
content.
the total to a whopping 90 planets. And new special bots will be there too, including Atsu from
Nice.
Ghost of
See,
Yotei,
I made that Astrobot
alongside other fans'
review, I
favorites,
guess,
but these ones
couple
are a
months ago.
surprise.
And
finally, the Astrobot DualSense wireless
Oh, wow.
controller will return later this year,
Nice.
with a slight twist. So be on the lookout for
But
more
yeah,
news coming soon. From all of us at Team Asobi, thank you all
finished
for
Astrobot,
the
but I
amazing
haven't
reception you
completed, like,
gave our
100%.
game, and enjoy
There's still some
the rest of the show.
content that I left untouched, so to speak, just because a lot of it's like secrets and stuff, or like 100% completion that I don't normally do. You know, I have to talk about other games and stuff. But maybe. This already looks a little scary. This looks familiar. Can't put my finger on it. It's not Monkey Island, is it?
No old man, just gotta share. Memories go, memories stay.
Is that what that's called? That franchise, something Monkey Island.
Sways, it always strays. Standing on the beach all day. Whoa, 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 whoa.
That's, looks better than God, what's that game that Ubisoft said was their first quadruple A game? I already forgot how bad it was. Oh yeah, the art style of this does look very nice for sure. And I already forgot the name. That's how bad that game was. What the hell? It's getting Expedition 33. Like a turn-based thing. Yeah, I wonder if this is gonna be like a where you create your own protagonist, or if you're gonna play as a set protagonist. Because this guy doesn't look like he hasn't said anything, so I wonder what if it's gonna be a silent protagonist thing. Oh wait, they announced at the beginning Sea of Remnants or Sea Remnants. Interesting. Yeah, look nice. And this looks nice too. Looks like Journey a bit. Well, there you go. Yeah, hot take. I'm kind of exposing myself with everything I haven't played here, but haven't played Journey. But I've played another game that I think they made a game after Journey, right? I'm forgetting what that's called. Yeah, Journey was like one of those big indie games when it first came out. And it was like hard to ignore. It was like one of the first. I don't want to say first, but one of the biggest things I can remember about like indie games being actual art like that, you know, not just like mobile games. Sword of the Sea is a very good title. I mean, let's see, August 19th. That's sooner than a few.
Hi everyone, I'm Kristen Zatani. That was a new look at Sword of the Sea, a visually striking adventure from the team behind Abzu and Pathless. We're excited to announce that Sword of the Sea will launch this summer into the PlayStation Plus game catalog.
Okay, cool. Oh, hey,
on June 17th, Remedy brings otherworldly action to game catalog with FBC Firebreak. In this cooperative FPS set in the paranatural world of Control, you and two fellow agents must confront and contain the reality-warping chaos found within the oldest house.
A really silly game. Like, it
Fun
has
in
more
short
comedy.
bursts or deep dives,
It's kinda like
FBC Firebreak
SCP
launches day
Foundation,
one into game catalog on June 17th.
Because, you know, that's what Control's all about. It's also coming
the
to Game
PlayStation
Pass,
Plus
I think.
Classics catalog welcomes
So
several new
definitely gonna play
titles
that
this
when
summer.
that comes out, hopefully with
The PS2
the squad.
version of legendary immersive sim Deus Ex arrives June 17th.
Deus Ex. Okay.
In
Some,
July,
like, retro
Twisted
stuff.
Metal
Gotcha.
3 and Twisted Metal 4 join the service just in time for the second season premiere of Twisted Metal, which arrives July 31st in select countries, including Peacock in the US. Additionally, two of Capcom's most beloved games from the original PlayStation are set to join the Classics lineup. Resident Evil 2 and Resident Evil 3 will arrive later this summer in the
I think those
Classics
games are
catalog.
hard to play nowadays.
Additionally,
So,
Myst
I know
and
GOG
Riven will
made
arrive
fun
later
of
this
this,
month as part of the Days of Play celebration,
Yeah, some
running
of these
now
games
through
are hard
June
to play on
11th.
PC.
Days of
I think
Play is a
GOG
2-week
tried
event
to
that
make them
includes bonus
more playable,
PlayStation
and I
Plus
think they
content
succeeded,
drops,
but,
great deals on software and
you know, if
hardware,
you
and
have a
more.
PlayStation, there you
Visit
go.
PlayStation Blog and
really good.
PlayStation.com for full details.
Okay, I think we're 40 minutes into the
His
showcase already,
parents
though.
cut their own rope to save him. He watched them fall,
wait,
then found his way off that
It's
mountain.
gonna be like a Tomb Raider movie?
He was 11
No.
years old.
He then
Amazon?
started
Oh, wait a
a
minute.
grand tour of every
James
major
Bond.
boarding
Whoa,
school in
hello.
Britain.
Always at the top of his class.
Guess I wasn't too far off of
Always
Tomb
at
Raider.
odds with authority. Same thing in the Navy.
His superiors all praise his instincts.
And they're all in need of early
It's been a while since we got a
retirement.
James
Nobody
Bond
knows
game.
what to do
Oh, wait,
with
this
him,
is from the
Mom.
people that are making Hitman, I
No,
think.
and I suspect he feels the same way. But what he did in Iceland...
What he did in Iceland was insubordination. It was ill-disciplined, utterly reckless. He only survived thanks to blind luck. Give me one good reason to put him in the program, Mom.
I think you just covered them all, Greenway. It's really quite simple.
Is this going to be
Bond
James
is a
Bond
bullet
origin?
without a target. Let's give him one.
the hell?
Do you have an appointment?
The name's Bond.
James Bond. He's with me.
And you are? Don't think we've had the pleasure.
Now let's not get ahead of ourselves.
Okay, so it looks like they're doing the Spider-Man thing. They're kind of like blending faces of the guy that's played him before, making like their own original. So it's not Daniel Craig or anything, but
we're facing a situation of the utmost delicacy. I need all my pieces on the board.
009 is a master manipulator.
Yeah, I think it makes sense.
Whatever the end game is, we
Hitman
won't
with
see
Uncharted.
it coming.
Kind of what James Bond should be. Although the graphics are stylized, let's say,
every time.
Not sure
She's not your friend, Bond. She's an
how it
asset.
would fit with the
With
tone.
respect, Mom. To hell with that. Tell me, what do you do, James? Lately, headhunting.
Why does this look like Great Value Tom Cruise? Yeah, that's kind of what I was thinking, actually. I mean, kind of makes sense. I mean, maybe like you were thinking of Daniel Craig, but you want to keep a action star in there, you throw in some Tom Cruise, and then suddenly it's almost unrecognizable. Yeah, so James Bond.
I suppose this is another teachable moment.
See, when you put him there, it just doesn't look like James Bond. And I don't mean Daniel Craig. I just kind of mean like he just kind of looks like some guy. So let's see.
Hello, I'm Hakan Abrak, CEO of Iron Interactive. The team is thrilled to announce 007 First Light.
Yeah, I'll give it a shot. You know,
We'll
I'm not
experience
gonna
James Bond as a
rag on
young
the game. I'll play it
aircrewman in the
first.
Royal Navy. Before
Could
the
be a really good
tuxedo
game.
and the martinis, as he first steps into the world of espionage, striving to earn his 00 status. Everyone at Iron Interactive has poured their passion and dedication into crafting an experience that honors the legacy of Bond, harnessing our 25 years of agent expertise. This is just the beginning of our journey with 007, and we can't wait to share more with you soon.
2026. Yeah, that's about right. I wouldn't expect that to come out this year. All right, PlayStation Studios. This might be. Oh, yep, that's a Yote. Yeah. I don't think we've seen gameplay of this, so this could be where we see that, right? I forget how soon after Ghost of Tsushima this is set. I think it's like at least 100 years, right?
Still with me?
So it's like pretty modern. Not necessarily modern, but most of instant Japanese island. Here, yeah, I mean, Japan is just a bunch of islands, right? I'm just cool with that. Deep dive coming in July. Okay, I guess. Thanks for stopping by. Arc system, or is this cool? Whoa, wait a minute. Oh, is this that fighting game? Not fighting game, that. Oh, like side-scrolling, you know? Wait, okay, looks like a fighting game. Okay, this is good. Is this, Spider-Man. If this is Marvel vs. Capcom, that would be pretty cool, but so far there's no Capcom. I wonder what the point of making it just Marvel is. I mean, maybe it's just going to go on the audience by removing the Capcom, but yeah, it's just great. How do you feel about that thing? I know you're pretty hyped in the chat. Well, this is just Marvel. That's Storm. Tornado gave me PTSD to Marvel Rivals. 44 tag teams? I've never seen 44 in anything. Correct me if I'm wrong. Okay, so as long as it's Marvel, you're good. Okay. Just making sure you're not sad about the lack of Capcom characters. Look, the animation looks great. Definitely quality here. I wonder how many characters I have. 2026. I wonder how much it's gonna cost though. That's a big question nowadays, right? Can't be $80. Sophie. Hello. Sorry, you can probably hear me twice, maybe. Or I don't know, maybe you just muted it.
PlayStation の友人から急になんか飲みに行こうぜっていう連絡が来て、なんのこっちゃと思って、予定合わせて行ったんですけど、ちょっと飲んでる中で、実はアークの方でマーベルの格闘ゲームを作ってみないかというような提案をいただきまして、いや本当に聞いた時はびっくりしましたね。で、世界的に本当に有名な IP ですし、光栄だなと思いつつも、まず本当にうちの会社で大丈夫かなという不安もあり。
Yeah, that little Ghost Rider animation there looks really fun. Also, having Iron Man look more like a mecha.
The inspiration
that's
for
cool.
working on this project really came from a place of pure fandom and wanting to say, why isn't PlayStation in this space?
So PlayStation approached us with this vision to bring Marvel back to the forefront of the tag fighting genre. And that got us really excited because we had worked with them before on successful stuff like the Marvel Spider-Man franchise with Insomniac.
Yeah, because PlayStation works with Marvel a lot,
obviously,
with
Marvel,
Spider-Man.
you have to kind of first float the idea.
And then Marvel Rivals that seemingly has some sort of like deal.
A company like
You know, there's like some exclusive content in there. So I wonder how far the Marvel license really goes.
When they named the developer, that really perked up our ears. It's always refreshing to work with a team that will take on the challenge of tackling Marvel, putting their own spin on it, and then just uppercutting that challenge into the stratosphere. And that's what you get with this team. I mean, they couldn't make something boring if they tried.
社長からも本当に作れるんだったらぜひやりたいねっていうことを言われました。話を受けてしまった以上これは私がプロデューサーなのかなというところで。
The tricky thing is that most fans, including myself, see this as a sacred genre for Marvel. The tough part is finding a partner that's crazy enough to take on the task, because you either do something like this big and bold, or you don't do it at all.
I feel like I have a good grasp on their art style and how they would approach certain IPs. You come in with your kind of own expectations of, here's what I would expect to see from Arc System Works when they take on a Marvel IP. And what came up was something that went beyond that.
一番最初にマーベルさんに提出した時はなんとなくマイケルさんの反応はあんまり芳しくなかった印象があって、まあ、何がまずいのかなっていろいろこうやっぱり直接話していくうちにもっとアークのやりたいマーベルを見せてくれというような話をいただいたことがあって。
I remember personally the first time I saw Iron Man was really when I felt we had something special.
なので今回のアイアンマンのデザインを皆さんご覧いただければ分かると思うんですけども、かなりこう日本らしいアークシステムワークスらしいデザインっていうのが、出ているかなと思うので、マーベルの皆さんの反応がすこぶる良くて、あ、これなんだみたいないう感じで。
Iron Man is supposed to be the sleek fighter jet, think luxury race car mixed with a brick house. And the fact that they added anime mech elements to him just felt really naturally at home.
One of the mantras that we have for this project is from Japan to the world, and really trying to take not just the IP but gameplay mechanics and say what can we really take from Japan, the creators that are doing awesome work here, and bring that to the global platform.
まあ特別なところいっぱいあるんですけど、まあ本当にやっぱり強調すべきは、まあ、格闘ゲームのチームバトルの中では4対4というのがまず本当に意欲的で挑戦的なところだというところと。
When ARC looks at these Marvel characters, it's not simply just the visuals, it's also the gameplay mechanics and adding in that what is that pop, what is going to be something that's different. Up until now, you've seen tag fighters that have 2v2, 3v3.
I'm kind of just listening in on this part, my bad.
4v4. And in doing so, we found a lot of unique and fun ways to change up the gameplay that I think players are going to be very excited to see.
It's good to see that.
今回4対4という、まあ、革新的なところにチャレンジしている中で、4キャラクター練習しないと勝てないんじゃないのか、安心してください。
Learning 4 characters is extremely daunting, but the team at Arc System Works has found a way to design a system that adapts to your playstyle. So you could either duke it out as just the leader and 3 assists, or you can tag in your assists to swap the leader and change the matchup on the fly.
I don't think a lot of people thought this day would be here.
Yeah, but I'm not gonna lie, we're 54 minutes into the showcase almost,
and I'm
so
excited that we get to be able to share it with all the fans out there.
This might be one of the last things we see.
I'll tell you right now,
they might do like one
games,
more
they
big
never
reveal,
get to experience this level of
or
production,
one small one, one big one
just
to end it
a
off.
dream to even be working
or I
with
think maybe in the past they might have also just ended it off on like a quiet note. Just like, all right, well, you know, we showed you some big stuff. Here's the last of it, and that's it. And that's the end of it.
The 3 companies have come together to do this, and I think we really are going to make something magical here.
このタイトルですね、まだまだ開発途中ではありますが、続々とキャラクターも
I guess the big thing so
発表していきたいと思い
far,
ますし、キャラクター以外のコンテンツというところも
This Marvel game,
今後
Neo
いろい
3,
ろ
if
出
you're a
ていく
fan
と
of
思いま
that.
す。今しばらく
The
楽しみにお待
new
ちいただければなと
Suda
思い
5-1
ます。
game,
Stay tuned.
Silent Hill F, definitely a big one. That interesting looking game from Capcom that I forget what it's called to be honest, but it's like that astronaut looking dude with that like robot girl thing. Those are the things that I can mostly remember. And then I guess like Astrobot content. Alright, go Sir Yote. Oh, James Bond. Yeah, see, I already completely forgot about James Bond. Metal Gear Solid, yeah, for sure. I think I'm just kind of used to being ready for Metal Gear Solid 3, so my bad. I don't know. I think those are the big things I took away, though. Like, already, like, if you asked me, like, what would I remember from the showcase, that would be those things. Yeah, it looks like it's over. Maybe there's one more thing, but still. James Bond. I guess James Bond was one of the biggest things, but to be honest, that's still very TBD. You know, we'll see how that one plays out closer to release. Pragmata, right? That's the astronaut looking one. And then actually, did they? I think they already.
PlayStation.
If there's nothing else, I'll go back a little bit. Okay, yeah, it looks like it ended. So, oh yeah, Romeo is a dead man. Yeah, finger slip. That's the one that I told you looks like Suda 5-1. Well, it is Suda 5-1, but it looks like it was literally made by the same people that made Lollipop Chainsaw. And Killer is Dead. I'm gonna see if I can go back a little bit to that. That one just looks hype. Oh my god, like, yeah, like, look at this, look at this. Let's rewatch this part.
What does that mean?
Like, it started out really like, Like, okay, what could this be? Because, you know, it looks like an indie game maybe. But then you're like, what is going on here? It kind of looks like mouthwashing, but not really.
15 seconds. Seriously? Seriously.
It's just goofy. Like.
I made this just in case. The dead gear life support.
So then look at this part.
Move, okay?
Stabs him in the eye with that. Then animation goes crazy all of a sudden. And then you get a little bit of a... What's that show with the cells? Not cells at work, but that old TV show.
Dead. From now on, you're half dead man. No.
Yeah, so now he's like an undead type of guy.
Dead man.
Randomly has like a robot face for some reason.
Dead man.
And it looks very Sentai. Like, hear me out. I can see how this maybe looks like not interesting, kind of like, I don't know why I repeated there, but yeah, how it kind of looks maybe like not interesting, a little sloppy maybe, but in the best way possible. This is like in my alley. Osmosis Jones, there you go. Yeah, you read my mind. Yeah, like, you know, it's literally giving the same exact vibes, but also not really. At first I was like, yeah, you know, this looks like it was made in Unreal Engine 5, and like, more power to devs for being able to make their games look realistic with Unreal Engine 5. But then I realized it's from Suda 501, and I was like, I don't care what it's made with, you do whatever you gotta do.
That was Grandpa's voice. Are you like...
Yeah, like definitely...
I'm on your back.
Oh, and then this part.
What?
And then yeah, Grasshopper right there, the big reveal where I was like, oh my god, it is Suda 501. Grasshopper. Turn your brain off game? Yeah, that seems like a little bit what it is. So, yeah. That's my guy. And then Silent Hill F. Yeah, we got that with the little horror trailer. So yeah, okay, cool. That was pretty decent state of play. Let's see what the chat's saying if we can. Show chat. I was here for Bloodborne. The Marvel fighting game was worth it. Okay. Useless Sony. No Wolverine. That's true. They did not talk about Wolverine. Which, yeah, that's crazy. It's been like so long. Marathon for sure. Diddy the game. That's not something that's going to happen. Marathon for sure. I was expecting to see a little bit of because, you know, Sony owns Bungie. But obviously Bungie Marathon is probably going to die the second that it comes out. And they're probably going to try to keep that under wraps. You know, people are calling it Concord 2. Wolverine Insomniac got hacked. So you can understand why maybe that would be delayed in some way or just not coming out. So, yeah, and that's not so great. And then the worst state of play yet. I wouldn't say so, but yeah, if you're not a fan of a lot of the stuff like I was, like, you know, Metal Gear Remake, Grasshopper game, Silent Hill F, and then kind of like at least acknowledging the Ghost of Yote's coming out, then I can kind of see how this was very much a pretty mid state of play. Everything else was kind of meh. But really, I really think that, yeah, this is for a certain type of audience. Like, some people wanted Resident Evil 9. Some people wanted the new Wolverine game. Some people wanted, I guess, more Witcher 4 from the looks of it here. Where Five Nights Freddy Dino Crisis, I guess. I keep forgetting that they announced James Bond here. I read a comment that was like, yeah, James Bond. And I'm like, right. My bad. Yeah, and then obviously everybody wants a Bloodborne remake. I'm actually still surprised that they haven't talked about Persona 4 remake, but that might be on Friday, because that domain was registered. So I don't know if y'all heard, but the domain for Persona 4 Remake's website was registered a little bit ago. And somebody did some like digging, and then basically the same thing happened when Persona 3's remake came out. Like, the domain was registered and then it got announced like a few months after. So we're within that timeline where Persona 4 remake should be getting announced. But, you know, given that it's a remake, unless it's a slow year in gaming next year, which maybe it's not, then maybe it will just get announced on its own time some other day. Excuse me. But yeah, looks like overall Russia or whatever. Yeah, everybody does always complain every state of play. Granted, some of them are worth complaining about if you ask me. But you know, everybody's a critic. So yeah, let's see how this next few days shape up with Summer Game Fest and the Xbox Showcase. Also, obviously, Witcher gameplay was revealed yesterday at the State of Unreal, as Silverly mentioned. So, cool. All right, well, that was nice. Thanks for joining me on that, everyone. I always watch these anyways, so thanks for joining. I'm probably going to not end the stream here. Let's probably do something else for a bit, just because I'm on the streaming mode already. All my recommended videos, the bridge incident. Anyways. But yeah, so, man. Yeah, I always watch these anyways every year. Yeah, it's just something I like. It's just I like watching the latest stuff coming out. So anyways, we got Trickshot Simulator coming out now. I mean, not coming out, but I'm gonna start playing Trickshot Simulator if anybody wants to tag along. Let me switch this. I'm just gonna switch the stream info a little bit so everybody knows what we're doing. And oh my goodness. This is gonna be dumb. But yeah. Post showcase Trickshot Simulator. It's the month to come out, man. What are you talking about? Oh, wait, you're talking about Pride Month? I'm not sure what that's referring to, but all right. And then let's switch the category to Trickshot Simulator, I guess. Is that even a category? Yeah. Yeah, why not? But yeah, what did y'all think? Give me your honest opinions. What did you think of the state of play? Is there anything you did like? Anything you didn't like particularly? Yes, Pride Month. Okay. Yeah. Yeah, let me know. Because I thought it was alright. You know, literally perfectly fine state of play. Could have been some bigger names for sure, but it is what it is. Hang on, I actually would have to switch this as well. Whoa, what's going on here? I'm just gonna add this. So I'm not gonna lie, I'm kind of goated at Trickshot Simulator, I think. Like, I played this for a bit because I was kind of just like, you know what, man? Like, I've seen Northern Lion, is that what I'm trying to say? Play it. But then at the same time, I'm like, oh man, like, you know, it's only like a $6 game. So, but anyways, playing it now, I'm like, okay, this doesn't look so bad, but also this is definitely brain rotty content. So let's see how the stream goes. Anyways, Fingerslip, you say it's a very okay state of play, not terrible by any means, but nothing has me screaming, just kind of excited. Yeah, honestly, if you watch the stream back, the thing that got the biggest reaction out of me was definitely the Suda 5-1 game. I think other than that, you know, Silent Hill I was there for, but yeah, the Suda 5-1 game is basically the biggest thing I'm looking forward to. That and Metal Gear remake. Sorry. Anyways, now y'all are in for a bunch of entertainment with this game. So, all right. Actually, give me a sec. I've been thinking about some stuff. Don't at me. Hang on. Bleh. All right, now we're actually going to try trick shots. Oh, that might be it. That one. Okay, no. Okay, I'm going to reset. Oh. See, this is content. This is exactly what you want to watch after something like the state of play being somewhat disappointing. Come on. Oh, almost. All right. Ooh, that was almost there. Damn. All right, gonna. See, this is easily one of the games of all time. I kind of feel bad for whoever's gonna be. Like if somehow the YouTube analytics or the YouTube recommended thing gives someone the state of play live stream and then they wake up in the middle of it and they're like, well, when did I start watching this guy play Trickshot Simulator? What the hell? So, oh, no, that was almost it. In a way, you're kind of getting that experience live. If you're watching live, it's like, okay, I came here with a state of play showcase. Why the hell am I watching this guy roll a marble down a table, trying to land it on a die? But you know, I'm pretty alright at this. Hang on, I'm getting it. Oh, that could be it. Nope. Alright. Now this is content. I'm glad you agree. This is prime content right here. None of that Fortnite. Oh, none of that Fortnite. None of that Call of Duty, whatever they're at now. Not even Marvel Rivals. Straight up, pure, unadulterated content. Hopefully nobody falls asleep because I think I've accidentally put on my ASMR voice, and that is not intended. But if it helps you in a midday nap or whatever, I guess that's good on you. Oh wait, that one was not it, but it could have been. Actually, let me turn this game audio up. I feel like I'm not getting enough of it. There's a lot of little subtle nice clicks and clacks that you can hear. I just turn it all the way up. There you go. Oh. See, this is where we start getting into the real, like, dad lore stories. You know, this is where crack open a beer. It's just us hanging out. I get to tell you things. Like, did you know? I mean, you probably know. But, I was a theater kid in high school. And I'm betting you're thinking, oh, this makes a lot more sense. In fact, everything makes a lot more sense. In fact, I might even have some questions. But, oh, no. But, I was a pretty modest theater kid, I would say. It's not like when you're in school and you're like, band kids are kind of cringe. No offense to the band kids. Shout out band kids. Like, one of my best friends was in band. I mean, was I kind of cringe about it to him? Maybe. But anyways. You say I might have questions, but theater kid gives me all the answers. Yeah, there you go. So, I was a theater kid. I mean, I did the theater. But I was actually pretty good at it. You know, I won a few medals at the local level, so to speak. That could have been it. And I'm still very proud of that. I did a play called Antigone. For those of you that don't know, Antigone is that's too far. Is a sequel to Oedipus. One of those great Greek plays, I guess. And for those of you who don't know Oedipus is the guy that fucked his mom and killed his dad. That's where the term Oedipus complex comes from. Now you may be wondering, how does this tie into me being in the high school theater play? Because Oedipus is kind of not safe for work, but Antigone can be much better for children to perform. And that's only because there's only one part, I think, where somebody slaps someone, and the rest is pretty chill. But yeah, I had to be the antagonist of that one. And contrary to popular belief, in a play called Antigone, the antagonist is not the good guy. Or the main character even, although I did have a lot of lines. So, don't worry, we'll get this. Oh, that might be the one. Yeah. Nope, alright. See, I had to play King Creon. King Creon is the uncle, if I remember correctly, of Antigone. And yeah, anyways, that's not important. But basically, it's funny because everybody dies in the end. What some may call that a tragedy, though. I think that's actually what the term tragedy means, is that people generally at the end of the story are all sad. And by all sad, it probably means all sad or all dead. But funny enough, my character is not the only one that dies, unless you can imply that he is so sad that he commits game end, no platinum trophy, hardcore mode. So that's fun. Oh, no, okay. But the only other play I was in that I would really mention is Alice in Wonderland, but we were a really interesting retelling of Alice in Wonderland. I was the White Rabbit. Oh, that was almost it. I was a White Rabbit, but we did a really like Donnie Darko style White Rabbit, in which I wore a suit. A white suit, that's the shot. That's gonna be it. No way. Alright, yeah, I wore a white suit, and we covered it in blood. And, funny enough, when I wore that to school one day for rehearsal, people thought it was a school shooter, but thankfully that ended up being resolved fairly quickly. Then again, it's actually kind of alarming how it seems nobody got on top of that. That's not the shot. But yeah, then I was also 2 parts in that, because I was offered... Oh, that's going to be the shot, isn't it? Nope. I was offered 2 roles for that, because it was either be 2 roles, 2 small roles, or be the narrator. And to be honest, in a play like Alice in Wonderland, I was not feeling like being the narrator. I wanted to be someone kind of kooky, kind of crazy. And yeah, they gave me the White Rabbit. Rats. And that was cool. Apparently, I had a whip. I had a whip as a White Rabbit. Because I don't know why. I think somebody went crazy with it. And so I came out and I swung an actual whip around. Hurt myself a few times in rehearsal. And then... because it was supposed to be like I was kind of hunting Alice. We gave him like a backstory that I was like somebody else that just ended up being trapped in Wonderland. Very like Alice in Madness Returns type beat. But yeah, so it was like I was somebody trapped in Wonderland and I was trying to get out. And so I was hunting her because I was like trying to ask her how to get out. And then on, my time, like on my watch, like... because you get a script, like you get a script to follow, but it really is like you can interpret whatever you want. So when the White Rabbit says time's running out, you're kind of like, well, what's time running out for? And so we made it so that the White Rabbit kind of becomes like a statue when the time runs out. So in my scene, I come out, I swing a whip around, Alice is hiding from me, and then I freeze because the time ran out, and I'm looking at my pocket watch, and I say it very dramatically. Anyways, I tell this all because it is definitely. Oh my god. It is a performance that I did win that medal for, but it's also even better of a reward. There was a child in the audience, and our theater director was in the audience as well watching. And he said that when this happened, the child, the theater went very quiet for my scene, thankfully, I guess. And like you could hear a pin drop. And the child says, "Mommy, I think I just pooped my pants." And if that's not worth a medal, I don't know what is. But yeah, that was fun. And then later on in the role, in the production, I had a role as a caterpillar, which, if you've seen the modern Alice in Wonderland, I think he's projected. Oh no, what's the word? He's portrayed as like smoking like hookah and all that stuff. So that's kind of fun. So, but we couldn't do that. So I just had to act goofy and high, and so I did. I acted goofy and high, and the costume was literally like a Snuggie with pool noodles for arms, like extra arms, and I just kind of did like a big "who goes there" type thing, and yeah, somehow that made people laugh, and I don't know if people realized I was the same guy because I think I had green face paint on as well. But after that, my part in the play was over, so it was pretty chill. But yeah, it's a very funny. What's the word I'm looking for? Contrast, I guess. Contrast is a word that's been coming up for me. But yeah, those were the plays I was in. Alice in Wonderland definitely being the more interesting one for sure. But yeah, since then I haven't really been in a play. Just, the high school thing was it. I started studying other stuff in college, but anyways, Wild Lord of be accidentally confused for a school shooter. Love this theater lore. Thank you, Seth. That's something not a lot of people might know about me, actually, in general. Other than the people that I obviously went to high school with, because that was all in high school. But, oh, that was almost it. No, okay. I think, what time is it on this? 13 minutes. I think my previous record was way faster. Now I can kind of understand why Northern Lion took longer than me on some of these, because I think talking and just spamming the ball, I mean, don't get me wrong, I'm trying, but spamming the ball low-key in this fashion with less effort, maybe. Sorry. I can see how it takes longer. Anyways, so that's my theater lore. Let's see, what other lore can I give you? Oh, no, that's it. That's gotta be it. Are you kidding? Alright. Men used to go to war. That's just a thing to think about in this very moment. I mean, men still do go to war. Let's not ignore obvious conflicts going on in the world, but you know what? What is a man in today's society? Let's be honest. Is it somebody that provides? Is it somebody that does the thing that needs to be done? That was almost it. Is the thing that needs to be done rolling a ball into a trick shot? Some of these world's mysteries will never truly be unveiled. Rematch comeback. Sky hates. Thanks for that. Yeah, rematch is something that I would have to set up. Rematch. Oh, rematch is really good. Oh, that might be it. No, okay. Sky Haze, thanks for tuning in. Yeah, I'm still pretty new to this streaming thing, I'm not gonna lie. I'm kind of just doing what seems dumb and interesting. And Trickshot Simulator is one of those things. Rematch should definitely come back for sure, I agree. Oh wait, no, that one might be it. Oh, no, that wasn't it. Rematch should definitely come back, I agree. It's just, I need the squad for that. And right now the squad seems a wee tad busy. Actually, one of the squad is actually completely away. But if we could get a 3v3 maybe, or a 4v4 going, that would be cool. Rematch left a hole in me. I don't know what to play. Did rematch end? Is rematch over? Like, did the beta end? Or the playtests? Because then that would be news to me. And I would be very sad. Because I really only played it that one day. But it was very good. Anyways, while I'm waiting for that response. Y'all messing with Diet Coke? I go back and forth with Diet Coke all the time because it's every other thing I read or listen to or hear or whatever. It's like, oh, Diet Coke is actually approved by like all of the countries that you should care about, so it's perfectly safe to eat or drink, I guess. And then 2 days later, there'll be an article that's like, oh, actually, Diet Coke is like a class 1 carcinogen, and you'll die if you drink it. And it's like, oh, well, what do you mean? I thought it was like FDA approved and all these things. It's like, well, the FDA isn't real. And it's like, oh, what do you mean? And then that's another rabbit hole we're not going to go down. But, you know, it begs a question. I mean, I'm sure there's like things that once a day can't hurt, right? But at the same time, it's like, or what? Not once a day. Once a day is probably bad for you. Let's be honest. But you know, once in a blue moon, if you're going out to dinner, Diet Coke can't hurt. That so close. Oh, does that count? Does that not count? Are you serious? Oh, it has to be like perfectly in the middle, dude. That does not count. Rip. Okay, hopefully I can toss one down the middle. Oh, come on. Oh, no, that's the one. That's the one. That has to be. Are you kidding? F. No more rematch till the 19th, and you have to pay. Oh my gosh. Wow. Dang. Really makes you think, huh? How you can take things for granted until they're gone. That's a little too deep, my bad. I'm just throwing marbles at a die and trying to make them stay still in the center. But, yeah, man, that's crazy. You know, to be honest, I don't know if I would pay for rematch. That's like a hard sell for me right now. Because it's going to be like, what, 40 bucks? I think there's other games that I could play. Oh, Sky Haze, I know you're having the same issue right now as well, right? So you don't know what to play if you're not going to be playing rematch. I can throw a few recommendations your way. What do you want? What do you like? What games have you played? I mean, if you're playing rematch, you're probably a big sports person. But have you played Sifu already? Do you know that those people made Sifu? Sifu's a really good game. Yeah, Sifu's one of my favorite games of all time. And I think it's on Game Pass if you have Game Pass. Oh, come on, come on, come on. Oh, rats. You know, there's also Marvel Rivals. Big name right now. Big name out somewhere right now. Hard to tell if they're crashing, to be honest. I saw the player count today. It's on par with like Marvel Rivals and Marvel Rivals is on par with like Apex Legends, and I'm not gonna lie, I was not familiar with Apex Legends. All right, well that's gone. I was not familiar with Apex Legends' game. Like, don't get me wrong, I've played it and I played it a lot. I have at least like 400 hours on Apex, but it's kind of one of those things where I say, like, how are they keeping it going for this long, you know? Like, and it's making me question, because it's like 100,000 players on Steam basically, and it's making me question, like, is it really that poppin'? Is 100,000 good? Because like Counter-Strike, I believe, Counter-Strike 2 at this point is like the #1 played game, and I think it has like 300,000 concurrent players. I could be wrong, it could be more. And then the newest Elden Ring, I think Elden Ring Night Rain, you know, it had like 200,000 somewhat. Oh, hey, Skyhaze, you are buying Rematch. Okay, that's cool. All right, nice. Good to know then. Okay, it sounded like when you said you have to pay that you didn't want to pay, but I'll think about it. But yeah, in the meantime, you might want to play something else till the 19th. And Seth, yeah, Apex is still alive. Yeah, it looks like Apex is still alive. I mean, 100,000 players. That's what I'm saying. Like, it's like a Schrodinger's game. Like, if 100,000 players is a good amount, then does that mean Apex is still alive? Or if 100,000 players is not a good amount, does that mean Marvel Rivals is dead? You know? And we didn't even know it. So, it's begging the question. But, yeah, I mean, I haven't played it since 2023, maybe? Maybe really, really early 2024. I mean, because then, you know, at that point in my life, I was kind of over Battle Royale games, and... Excuse me. That's way too strong. Alright, hang on. Yeah, but I was kind of over Battle Royale games, and then... What else is there? Like, Helldivers came out in February of 2024, I believe. And that pulled us away for... Oh, yes! 23 minutes, baby! Let's go. But yeah. Anyways, enough of that. So Skyhaze, if you're still here, what are you going to play in the meantime, until the 19th? Because it sounds like if you are going to buy Rematch, then you still need something to hold you through from there. Okay, this one looks good. That was an attractive trick shot. Thank you so much. League. Like League of Legends or Rocket League? Because, you know, to be fair, Rocket League is a lot more like Rematch. It basically is the same thing. I'm confident. Oh, yo, that's got to be a record. 15 seconds, dude? 15 seconds. There's no way that's not a record somewhere. At least top 3. League of Legends. Gotcha. All right. Thanks. Oh. Well, see, you know, for every door that opens, a window closes or something like that. Thank you, finger slipped. Yeah, so the marble took like 23 minutes, but hey, we got the card in 15 seconds. So if you average them out, that's it's pretty good. Single digit trick shot. Let's see it. That is true. It's only 9 tries. Wow. God, I'm never gonna beat that, by the way. All right, table tennis ball next. So League of Legends. Let's see. Skyhaze, what's your main on League of Legends? I've only played a little bit. I can only say that I know what it means to be like bottom lane, mid lane, top lane. To be honest, that's just because I'm trash at League. I don't want to have a concrete opinion on League. I'm gonna assume it's really good because a lot of people still play it, obviously yourself included. So I'm guessing you like the game. Please let me know if it's just out of some other sense of, oh, that was close, of commitment to the game. But yeah, I'm gonna assume League is good. So I'm just gonna keep assuming also that I'm bad at it. I mean, you as well, like, saw that my friends and I were not the best at Rematch, but You know, you just saw that single-digit trick shot. You know, I can be good at games sometimes. Oh, you're new to it and you don't have a main. All right, cool. How new? Like literally, like you're about to start playing it because you fell off a rematch because it's gonna come out later, or like you're pretty new that you just started it kind of at the same time as rematch, more or less. Oh, come on. That's a dinker. Whoa. I'm level 8 and I was plat 2 years ago. Oh, so hang on. I guess that's like a double-edged sword there. Because that sounds like, if you're level 8, then yeah, it sounds like you're pretty new to it. But if you're plat 2 years ago, you started playing 2 years ago? So it's like you're kind of just new on the playtime side, I guess. Or no, I'm confused, because wouldn't you need a lot of time to get to plat 2? I guess maybe I'm not following. I don't know how the game works. I never ranked necessarily. I don't even think I ever ranked, to be honest with you. I got into it with when KDA was a thing, like when they, you know, K-pop was blowing up and League thought that they should start a K-pop group, so they formed KDA, and I'm not gonna lie, that was kind of cool. Even though I think you could barely call it a K-pop group because they had Madison Beer in there. To be honest, that was my exposure to Madison Beer as well. 2 years ago, I took back an account I used to use in 2015. Okay, so the lore expands. The lore expands. So what's up? Level 8 then and plat 2. That still, I guess explain that to me. Is level 8 like really hard to reach? Is it like one of those things where like you like it's like just takes forever to level up? But like, so how were you plat 2? Like, did you just automatically get placed into rank 2 somehow? Or plat 2? I got banned for flaming. All right, you know, fair enough. I actually had a friend that got banned from Rocket League for saying some things. We're not gonna point those out. But you know, it's kind of funny to see that somebody can get banned from Rocket League for what are presumably slurs. I mean, I'm not saying you couldn't, but who is putting that much energy into Rocket League? No offense to any Rocket League players, obviously. Like rematch, I can kind of see it because, you know, there's something about it being like more invested, I think, when you're. Wow, those were 2 back-to-back ones, really. Damn. No, but anyways. That's. Don't know how long you were banned for, but it sounds funny that you got banned for long enough that you probably went through a significant chunk of your life without playing League. I mean, I get that it's probably one of those bans where it was like maybe like, I don't know, a day or so, maybe even a week, and you were like, I'm just gonna step away, come back a new person. Did you see that almost bouncing? That's crazy. Anyone else almost get banned from a game before? Can't say that I have, although I think that's more luck. I think I've been a little toxic on Marvel Rivals since it came out. Obviously, I haven't said anything super crazy, but yeah, you know, people these days maybe are a little soft. Let's put it that way. Or AI. Either they're using AI and the AI is going to think that I'm saying something meaner than is actually intended. Wow. What kind of throws are these? Permaban from League of Legends is common. Oh, so like straight up banned. All right. Wow. There it is. All right. I just have to realize that being permabanned from League of Legends is common, and then I could get this trick shot in. So thank you very much for that. Cool. Wow, we're 3 down. But honestly, this next one is the worst. Getting the hanger onto the rod is actually horrible. This one, you actually have to like really throw it. Like I have to wind my mouse back a good amount. And even then, I think this one actually took me like 30 minutes last time. So let's pray that it's faster. If I'm able to hit the bar in the first place, that's already a winning strategy. Not even strategy. It just means that I'm doing decent. But yeah, Sky Haze, have you ever come play League? Oh, dude, no. I have tried League. I mean, that's what I'm saying. I definitely have tried League once. Definitely like, I want to say less than 3 years ago. But you know, oh damn it. There's times where you have to like just cross your hands and admit that you're bad at the game. And that is one of those games for me. So I think same thing goes for like Valorant. As you can see, I'm probably more of the single player inclined type of gamer. If gamer's even a word. But you know, I'll let you know if I ever come back to it. If I ever come back to it, it'll definitely be on a stream. Because there's no way that I'm probably gonna go back to a game I'm bad at, like League, and not at least farm it for content. But for today, I got a few things on the docket that I would have to commit to some more. What the hell was that? But yeah, you're gonna play League right now? I'll be your support, come on. See, appreciate it. But that's literally like, I feel bad at that point. Like, I think Lux is a player. I think I played Lux a little bit. But to be honest, I feel bad in any game where I basically have to have a dedicated support because I'm doing so bad. Damn. My arm's already getting tired. But yeah. For sure if we ever play rematch though, I'll hopefully you'll be on and we can get back into that. For now, unfortunately, you'll have to see me throw plastic hangers at a metal rod. You mean a dedicated kid? It's better, bro, come farm content. It's better than whatever WTF that is. You know, you're not wrong, but this is for my mental, to be honest, because I'm a little brain off right now. Like I'm kind of just a old man in a retirement home where I just want to play this game and mindlessly farm a trick shot, maybe get a clip for TikTok and call it a day. You know, I don't know if you were here for the theater rant, but that was basically a retirement home story. You're getting that like at least 50 years early from me. So, but you know, I acknowledge that there are better games to play than this. Would you ever get on Marvel Rivals? Sky Haze, have you played Marvel Rivals at all? I wouldn't say it's like League at all. What the hell happened there? If I can get this under 5 minutes, honestly, that would be far better. But yeah, Marvel Rivals is the only other game that has been capturing my attention that's in multiplayer. I haven't really been playing anything other than that, and then an occasional game of Helldivers. Also, this is for my mental fortitude. Because if I can get through this, then nothing can stop me. And I'm all the way up. Never, as in you've never played Marvel Rivals, or you would never want to play Marvel Rivals? Because those are two interesting conversations. Or, well, one of them's more interesting than the other, I would say. And then, bro, we gotta play Lethal Company and Repo. Seth, you're right. I forgot you had asked, actually. Damn. Yeah, so actually after this, because I'm gonna end stream probably around in another half hour or so, maybe. Just cause I have to go do something real quick, and then I'll come back. Don't know if I'd stream the Repo Lethal duo. That could be fun, but up to you. Sky Haze, you never tried Marvel Rivals. So, have you ever played Overwatch? I guess it's a follow-up question, because to be honest, they're very similar. And if so, what did you think of Overwatch? Because I think, you know, that's kind of like a pipeline, you know? I know a lot of people that they start with League, and, you know, that kind of introduces them to, like, the hero sort of approach of playing a character. And then that's a pipeline into Overwatch, where then, like, it's basically like League, but first-person shooter instead of top-down, I guess. And then Overwatch is obviously a pipeline into Marvel Rivals, so never tried it, never. So never played Overwatch. Okay. Let me ask, are you a first-person shooter person at all? Or a third-person shooter even? Because those are pretty popular. I would say it's a safe bet. Alright, I'm back. I lost where I was shooting at for a bit. CS2, Counter-Strike 2. Oh, interesting. So, funny enough, I had briefly mentioned Counter-Strike 2. I think you were here maybe for the dead game conversation. Not that CS2 is a dead game. It has the most players on Steam at the moment. But I was saying, like, oh, if CS2 has like 300,000 players at any given point, 100,000 players is what Marvel Rivals has, which is also what Apex Legends has. Anyways. But yeah, okay. Well, interesting. So then CS2, would you say you're good at it? Because honestly, I can't say that I'm good at it. I've played, the last time I played Counter-Strike was when it was still Counter-Strike 1, and even then, I was kind of mid. Maybe that's something we could play someday, if I ever decide to hop back on that saddle. And then you could carry me on that, because that seems a little bit more up my alley. Also watched the Nakey Jakey video lately, like his video on CS2, if you've ever heard of Nakey Jakey. Kind of got me hyped for some CS2, low-key. It's free, right? What happened there? Just coming in at about 9 minutes. If I could get it into 10 minutes, it would still be very pog. Wow. Come on. Oh, that was almost it. On a scale of 1 to 10, how mentally stimulated is everyone right now? And you're allowed to say 1. You're allowed to say 0. But, just gauging the audience right now. Taking a little break from my shoulder. Alright, we're back. This is an arm workout in and of itself. Oh, that was close. Okay, I'm hitting more consistently now. There might be a hole in my desk by the time I'm done with this one, to be honest. I think I'm carving out pieces of my desk mat. Oh! That was clean almost. 8, I'm on league. Alright, nice. Okay, I'm glad this is at least in the background. I would hate for this to be the only thing you're watching. But hey, thanks for sticking around for the banter. Speaking of banter, oh, sorry, I had to lock in for a second. You know, I had an Arnold Schwarzenegger arc, if anybody's familiar with the man. And for the record, I'm just going to refer to him as Arnold from now on, because I don't want Twitch to think that I'm saying another word that would probably get me banned. Anyways. But I had an Arnold era in my life where this is very similarly, actually, this is almost parallel to the Theater Kid arc, because it also happened when I was in school. And, you know, you grow up, you're a child, and then you hit puberty. And then your body starts doing things that are like, hey, what are these? And, you know, let's skip to the point and say that I'm talking about muscles. Because I used to be a little pudgy kid, you know. I mean, let's not talk about the state of my body now, but yeah, for the sake of the childhood arc, I used to be pudgy. I used to be short, glasses, the legs. And now, well, not now, but in high school, I had my Tobey Maguire and Spider-Man moment, where suddenly I didn't need glasses anymore, and then I was taller and therefore a little skinnier. And so I had decided to take up weightlifting because I wanted to be buff. And for some reason, at a flea market one day, I found an Arnold Schwarzenegger book. And I was like, hey, isn't that the guy that plays the Terminator in those movies? And then I realized how absolutely jacked he was. And it was crazy because I don't think this book is sold anywhere anymore. But it was basically Arnold's, like, workout Bible. I think that's actually what it was called. And I just started doing exercises from the book and then started putting on some muscle. And then slowly but surely, I became rather obsessed with his content. This was, you know, pre-YouTube for me, I guess. But, you know, it's interesting having an arc like that in your life, because then in the early, well, not early 2000s, but in the mid 2010s, so to speak, you're pretty far removed from the 80s when Arnold was relevant, so to speak. Like, a lot of his movies are just bargain bin stuff because they've been around for so long. And probably every house in the US has a copy of Terminator, you know? So they're, like, easy to find at the Goodwill. But, so I quickly amassed a collection of Arnold movies, including Predator and Terminator. And that one Christmas movie that he did. Actually, no, not that one. Sorry. It's called Last Action Hero. That one stuck out with me. And it's actually one of my favorite Arnold movies. And that might be a hot take. But it's basically a very bad, very cheesy action movie. And it got a little meta. Because there's a part where Arnold is asking... I think Arnold has to go to a Blockbuster video. And for some reason. And for some reason, they have to call a phone number. And the phone number is 555-5555. You know? Very stereotypical movie thing. But then the kid in the movie is, like, breaking the fourth wall. And he's like, hey, why is every number 5555? Like, wouldn't that just mean everybody has the same number? And then Arnold goes, you idiot. That's why we have area codes. And to that day, this is one of the favorite clips of any cinema that I've ever watched that plays in my head. And anyways, irrelevant. But so back to the bit. So yeah, I became an Arnold fan, and I actually got pretty swole from working out from his book. And then actually at that time he was coming out with like his own protein. It was crazy. I think I was just, the world might have been a little Arnold pilled, I'm not gonna lie. But then he had that one documentary that he did called Pumping Iron. And at first I thought it was another action movie, and that's why I bought it. But it turns out it's literally just a documentary about him being one of the greatest bodybuilders of all time. And it's just him working out, living his life, very 80s, you know, smoking cigars, probably a little weed. And yeah, man, what a beast. So, thankfully though, I never had like an Arnold phase where I guess dressed like Arnold Schwartz. But then, you know, teenage boys. Because that would have been a little weird, you gotta admit. It's like a weird thing too, like, I don't know. Thankfully, nobody knew me as the Arnold kid growing up. I think they mostly kind of did know me as a buff kid because I was buff, because I worked out from Arnold inspiration. But I never told my secrets, and I think that kept me safe. So if there's anybody that's watching in high school, keep your secrets. Don't reveal who you are. Get it twisted. Talk to no one. I'm kidding. But yeah. 16 minutes? Come on. Let's get a sub 20 minute fees. Actually, around that same age, I also kind of got more into gaming, which is kind of a paradox, you would think. Like, how would one get into gaming and working out to the point that you could consider it bodybuilding? But, I mean, I've been a gamer my whole life. It's just at that time I got a laptop that... Yes, you heard me right. It was a laptop that I first started gaming on for real. Because I had an Xbox 360, don't get me wrong. And a Wii, and I grew up with the Game Boy and the GameCube. But, yeah, I didn't really start getting into the weeds of gaming until I got that laptop. Because that laptop exposed me to Steam. And Steam exposed me to all the good stuff I've been missing. But to be honest, I probably, the game I'm thinking of mostly, the first game that, well, not the first game I played, but the game I played the most that I can think of on that laptop was Dark Souls 2. And you gotta admit, even though Dark Souls 2 is not the best of the Dark Souls, it's still pretty alright, I would say. But, anybody played Dark Souls, by the way? Haze, Fingerslip, y'all ever played Dark Souls? If not, I mean, it's hard to say that you're missing out. Because you could at least probably play Elden Ring now. I think the Souls games are a little old in the teeth. Long in the teeth? Is that the same? Sky Haze, yeah, not my thing. Fingerslip, no. Alright. Yeah, no worries. Yeah, Dark Souls 1. I tried to play it the other day. Oh, that was crazy. I tried to play it the other day. And the graphics were just rough. And it was like the remastered version. But yeah, anyways, Dark Souls 2 was the one that I had on my PC. And yeah, man, that thing went with me everywhere. Had like a 2-hour battery life. Like, in hindsight, it's like, okay, you know, not the best, but that's what a lot of PC gaming handhelds have now. And somehow that laptop, I got it from like a Costco. It was like an HP laptop. And it somehow just ran Dark Souls 2 perfectly fine. I don't even remember like the graphics settings that I had on it. Probably cranked at least to medium. And like maybe 720p. But I just know that the point that I had to give up that laptop was when I tried to run The Witcher 3 and it straight up would not launch. Which I think I've told this story before, maybe to you, Fingerslip, but wow, that was almost it. But yeah, I wanted to run The Witcher 3, thought of investing in a desktop, and unfortunately went to Best Buy. And then Best Buy said, you looking for anything? And I told the guy with the purity of the light in my eyes that I was looking for a desktop that could run The Witcher 3. And this man looks me in the eyes, looks at the computer that we're both just standing in front of and says, hey, this one will do it just fine. And I think, great. So I buy the desktop, I take it home. It does not run well. In fact, it runs at 1 frame per second. I got the Witcher PowerPoint from the Best Buy machine. So obviously I had to return it. And, you know, at the time I didn't know why it wouldn't run. Granted, I'm literally the same guy that bought a laptop from Costco and realized it could play games, and that was it for me. I think Nate recommended I try it, and I think we have the first 3 no DLC on the Steam fam. We might have DLC, not sure, but we do have the first 3. I think we should have a lot of the DLC for it, because Nate's a big fan. Anyways. But yeah, so... Whoa. Oh, come on, we're getting real close there. Sub 20 minute is not going to happen, but we can still hit sub 30, which I think would still be better than my last attempt. But yeah, Grandpa's first PC, that's a Costco PC. Anyways, so then Costco actually came in clutch now that I'm remembering for my first desktop PC. Because after Best Buy failed me, I went back into Costco and saw a really good PC. Granted, it was also an HP, or maybe a Dell, but it was just like an office computer. But I was like, hey, this thing has 16 gigabytes of dedicated RAM and a really good CPU, actually. I forgot, it was an Intel, I forgot exactly which one. But I remember thinking, dang, this puppy just needs a GPU slapped into it, and it'll play games like no problem. And that's what I did. I bought a 750 Ti back in the day, slapped it into this Costco office computer, and wouldn't you know? I mean, I had to buy a power supply for it because, you know, silly old me thought you could just plug and play a graphics card into an office computer. Very quickly realized it needed to plug into a power supply in general. That wasn't just the wall. But anyways, once I got that figured out, damn, that thing lasted me for years. I think I would dare to say I think it lasted me throughout all of my teen years and then into my young adulthood before I eventually went back to a laptop for college and then gaming laptop once again. But now I have an Alienware, sue me. I have an Alienware desktop. You know, people crap on those, but I think it's fine. I like the way it looks. Let's put it that way. And pre-built versus custom PC debate aside. Well, actually, I guess we can't put it aside. I have to talk about it. But, you know, as an adult, I think it comes down to what you value more, you know, your time or your money. And at the time that I bought this Alienware, that and liking the way it looks, I just bought the pre-built. I have no complaints. Sorry if that bothered someone. Yeah, right. Sub 25. We got 20 seconds to do so. Come on. Damn. Come on. Where am I throwing these? 5 seconds. 4, 3, 2. All right, not sub 25. There's still like 10 challenges I have to get done after this. But this one's like the hardest one, I feel like. Like, I think the one after this, I low-key soloed. I mean, I'm soloing all of them, but right now I'm getting my ass handed to me by a plastic hanger and a metal rod. You know, some would say that this game is just the same game as Dark Souls. You just keep trying the same thing over and over again. Trying to make small adjustments every time. Remember the attack patterns. In this case, the attack patterns of the hanger. Dude, I'm hitting it. I'm hitting it, and it's just not hanging in there. Getting a little warm. Oh well, just when I said that, the AC kicked in. Let's go. Anyways, have y'all ever been to Japan? Anyone been to Japan in the chat? Any lurkers from Japan? More importantly, would you like to go to Japan? Because see, I've been to Japan. And I don't mean to sound like an asshole when I say that. It just happened naturally. My bad. But, have you ever seen that movie? What's it called? Sleepless in... No, not Sleepless in Seattle. What's that movie with Bill Murray and Scarlett Johansson? Where they go to Japan. Not together, but they meet there. And then Bill Murray's depressed. And I guess Scarlett Johansson is too. Forgetting the name of that movie. But basically, that's how I felt in Japan for some reason. I don't know why, but I was very sad. And I think part of the reason that they're sad in the movie is because they're like, oh, I'm an American. I think they're American. Maybe they're Canadian. But they're saying like, oh, I'm in another country and I'm like completely isolated. And I wasn't isolated. I was with a group of friends, but still, it kind of felt a little crazy how I was in a different part of the world that I low-key could not communicate with. And that's why I think everyone should study the language, at least a little bit, of the country that they're going to. Because I'm not kidding with you. I did not know a lick of a word when we went there. And I feel very silly for not having studied before. But, you know, I just let the time get the better of me, and I just didn't study anything. So I realized I didn't even know how to say hello. Like, I knew how to say Ohio because it's like in every anime, like Ohio gozaimasu, right? But unfortunately, that doesn't work when you land in Japan at about 8 p.m. And yeah, what do? Because you also have no cell service. So you can't really look up how to translate until you get to like your hotel, which, you know, chicken or the egg, which one comes first? But damn, we're really about to hit a sub 30 time. Ugh. But yeah, I think that was close. I think I got better at it, and as a result, I started getting happier as well. Because it got to the point a few days later where I was at stores in Japan where I started mastering the intro, I guess. shit, but now I'm forgetting how I said hello in Japanese, and now we're back to the start. What is it? It's not Ohio. We've been through that. What's the word for hello? Somebody help me out. I'm just gonna keep trying to remember it. Hang on, it's on the tip of my tongue. And that was close. Come on. See, and now I'm having a problem where I'm thinking of Korean words because of K-dramas. And I know it's not Anyang Hongseo, but that might be how you say hello in Korean. How do you say hello in Japanese? Ohio? No, yeah. Oh, konnichiwa. There you go. Yeah. So yeah, Sky Haze. That's the problem that I was talking about. Where if I said Ohio when I got to the airport at 8 p.m. Japan time, I think people would have looked at me like I was crazy, or a dumb foreigner. To be honest, either way. Because yeah, I didn't know the word, but yeah, konnichiwa is a word. And see, that's the thing. Konnichiwa feels almost wrong. I mean, not that it is wrong, but because Ohio and konnichiwa are so dissimilar from each other, it almost felt like konnichiwa was another language in my head. But once I started getting used to konnichiwa and saying like hi, which means yes, and ie, which means no, because you can get through a lot of interactions with that, I found. I started mastering Japanese dialect a little bit for some reason. And the funny thing is, it's like Bruce Lee says, I fear not the man who practices 1,000 kicks. I fear the man who practices one kick 1,000 times. So I may not have known a ton of words, but you bet your ass I learned the fuck out of konnichiwa while I was there. And so it got to the point where I went into stores and the store people would be like, oh, konnichiwa, like basically saying like, let me know if you need anything. And I would say konnichiwa, and then whatever the word was for thank you. Arigato gozaimasu. Yeah, there you go. And as a result, in some of the stores, they would be like, oh, yeah, your Japanese is so good. Which also, funny enough, that was a complex sentence that literally went right through my ears and didn't process until I basically was going like, huh? But one time, yeah, they said like, oh, your Japanese is so good. And then I said, huh? But then it processed and I realized what they said and I was like, oh, shoot. And then I just had to pretend like I didn't understand the first time. But it got to a point where also I was overly confident going into some interactions, like specifically purchasing things, where one time I went to get a matcha and basically every interaction for a coffee shop is like, oh, like, konnichiwa, and then, like, what do you want? And then you would say, like, it really, oh, damn it. Okay. It really is, you kind of can just go up and be like, konnichiwa, this, like, I want this. And, like, just say the name of the item. And if you're in a coffee shop, then you can kind of just say, like, oat milk, which is otto. Or almond milk, which I believe is just arumon. I could be wrong. But, so once you get that process down, you're kind of good. And then at the end of the interaction, if you sense that they're asking you, do you want to pay with card or cash? You don't have to really know. You just have to know that that's the point of the transaction where it's almost over. And you can say, oh, kado. And then they'll let you tap your card because everywhere in Japan basically has card. And when I got to buy that matcha, it got to a point where I was so confident. And I was like, oh, konnichiwa, matcha desu, otto, milko, like whatever. And I forgot what they asked me. But they asked me to something that I confidently said no to because I'd come across it another time of the trip. And then it sounded like they were saying like, oh, like, okay, like, how would you like to pay? And I said, oh, kado. And with my smug ass grin, because I came in so confidently into this conversation. But then the lady looks at me and she looks disappointed because she, I had done so well in this interaction thus far. But then she looks disappointed and she kind of just says in English, like, for here to go. And I'm like, well, shit, I tried my best. My apologies. I'll take it to go. And then everything fell apart. The social structure of the conversation fell apart because I was reduced from probably lives here and knows a few words to straight up tourist, doesn't know anything other than the basic Japanese to get through a conversation. And I failed the quick time event is what I'm trying to say. And that was a moment of shame for me. I still haven't recovered because obviously I'm telling the story now and it's almost been a year. So, but on the plus side to that, there was a moment that made me feel a little more, how do I say? It was just a funnier moment because it was kind of like a misunderstanding almost. I think this is low-key more of a I got trolled in Japan type story. Because I went to a Family Mart. And for those of you that don't know, Family Mart's like 7-Eleven. And they have Famichiki, which is a very famous fried chicken type thing that you can get. Like a fried chicken cutlet that you can get at the Family Mart. And I forgot. So basically we had a cake. My friend group and I, we had a cake. And we wanted a fork. So we said, hey, let's stop into Family Mart. I can get a Famichiki while I'm there. It'll be a win-win. And so I get the Famichiki. And then I asked the lady at the cashier, go through the whole transaction flawlessly, by the way. And then I ask, oh, can I please get a fork? And the way I understand is that it was like the last day of the trip. So basically at that point, the idea was if you don't know the name of a word or how to say it in Japanese, you can kind of get away with saying the word, and as racist as it sounds, but it's true. You can kind of get away with saying the English word in sort of a Japanese accent. So, if you need a toilet, it's literally toire. So if you ask like, where's the toilet? You say like, toire wa... No, wait, that's not it. But basically you get what I'm saying. And so once you say toilet, sorry, not once you say toilet. And so once I asked for the fork in plain American English, she gave me a very crazy look. And I was like, So I start motioning with my hand like a fork, like poke thing. And she very quickly goes like, not sure what you're saying. And thankfully there's a picture of a fork in the store, like on one of the like ads. And so I'm able to point to it and go, oh, fork, fork. And she goes, oh, forku. And then she hands me a fork. And I say, thank God for that. I cleared the interaction. And so I go back to my girlfriend and I give her the fork for the cake. And then she says, oh, we'll probably need a second fork for our friends because you and me can share this fork, but we're going to need another one. And I said, dang it, you're right. So I go back and I'm like, okay, well, now at least I know to say forku. So I go back. I'm still in the store. I never left the store. I go back to the counter and then I say, oh, sumimasen, which is excuse me, right? That's ingrained in me. And I say, can I please have basically another fork? But I say it basically like, forku kudasai, which kudasai is like please. And the lady looks at me like, huh? And I go, what do you mean? We just had this interaction. Forku kudasai. And she's so confused. So I look back at the picture that I pointed at the first time, and I'm like, forku, please. And then she goes, oh, foruku, there it is. Foruku was the word. And so she added a syllable. And honestly, at this point, I was kind of telling that story to pass the time until the trick shot happened. And then the trick shot kind of just happened. So, wow. Well, anyways, thank you for listening to my straight up yapping. I really do just be killing time right now. Marble half pipe. Oh, this one's fun. All right, we can do this. Easy peasy. We just spent like 40 minutes. Oh, God. We did. Whoa. Okay, too fast, too hard. We just spent like 40 minutes on the hanger. I believe we can do this one fairly easily. Let's go, baby. Let's go. My goodness. It has to be perfectly centered. That would have been a speed run, basically. How sad. That would have been like on par with the 15-second poker card one. Is this gonna be anything? I promise I'm... Well, I can't promise that I'm good. I can just promise that we'll make it happen eventually. Whoa. Okay, almost. Not quite. Oh, that's the one. That's the one. Come on. No way. I'm finna spaz. Okay, that's the one. That one right there. Come on. Get there. Get there. Oh, it's in the same spot. Okay. Reset. See, I could be playing Blueprints right now, maybe. But this is fine. Could also be playing Sifu or something. Come on. I'll be honest, after the hanger one... No, that's the one. Come on. That's the one. Easy. Ooh, that burned a little bit. It's okay. This is a mental strength exercise. For those of you that are still here, thank you for sticking with me through the hanger thing. I know that must have been painful to watch. But if you're not watching and I'm just on the second monitor and you heard me yapping about Japan for probably 20 minutes and then Arnold Schwarzenegger for the other 20 minutes as well, I hope you're okay. Or I hope you've been willfully lulled to sleep and now you're just kind of hanging out in a peaceful, peaceful sleep. Welcome to Grandpa's house. You think before trick shots, you think before the internet, trick shots were just called shots? Or like, dare I say, lollygagging? That might be it. Nope. There's something about, oh, that might, nope, that's not it. Something about marbles that makes me nostalgic. I don't know about you. Y'all ever have marbles growing up? Like a bag of marbles? Is anybody here young enough to remember marbles? Or old enough? Is anybody here really young and has marbles? I think that would be more rare. See, my grandma gave me a bunch of marbles growing up. I don't know if she collected marbles, but she somehow always had marbles. And she didn't have a problem giving me some. Excuse me. But I never really ended up playing with the marbles because I was scared that I was going to break them and you know, they're made of glass. Also, I kind of had a weird awareness as a child that while they look delicious, I shouldn't eat them, but I wanted to. That might have been a choking hazard, but who am I to say? I think we can all choke on. Oh, I didn't even realize I was making it. Yeah, we can all choke on these nuts, I guess. That's pretty good. The badminton shuffle, baby. Let's see it. I'm confident. I'm confident in this one. Boom. No, all right. Boom. All right, almost. Boom. No. No, all right. Getting there. We're getting there. Let's make this another sub 5-minute one. What do you think? I believe. Y'all listen to K-pop? Because, like, hear me out. I have some gripes with K-pop, even though I love K-pop. See, I was really into Blackpink when I was... my girlfriend just gave me a look. But I was really into Blackpink when I was in high school because a friend got me into them. But they haven't... I mean, I think they split up basically pre-pandemic. And kind of makes you think. Because I think in that time, a lot of other K-pop groups came out. Like, you know, BTS, I understand. They had to go to serve military service and all that. That's fair. But, you know, what about the rest of the groups? Like, why do they just break up and never come back? And it's kind of forming this thing where there's so many groups that it's almost like betting on a sports team. Like, hear me out. It's like when you have your favorite team and they win the Super Bowl, but then the next year they don't have any of the same players. And so it's kind of like, is this even my team anymore? You know what I'm saying? It's like the team of Sisyphus. No, not Sisyphus. What's that guy that his boat is like a different boat because he takes a plank out. What's that guy called? The Theseus. The team of Theseus, so to speak. The ship of Theseus. So it's kind of like that, but with K-pop. Because it's like, hang on. Like, what's the goal here? Because if you're going to make a K-pop group, and I'm supposed to be a fan, but then they like don't last more than a few years, is the goal to get me to be a fan of your company? Because that feels kind of corporate in a way that I don't like. Or is the goal just to be in the K-pop sphere in general and hope that you'll make something with your next K-pop band group that appeals to my similar tastes? Because I get that, you know, age and such. We're not all going to be relevant forever. I mean, just look at Justin Timberlake. When was the last time he brought sexy back? But, you know, like, I feel like K-pop stars are kind of go through too fast. Because what's the new ones? New Jeans, and then Twice is actually one of the ones that has survived surprisingly long when I think of this. Because I thought Twice was a new thing, but no, they've actually been around basically just as long as Blackpink. And while I realize as well that the members of Blackpink themselves are not entirely out of the cultural conversation, the group itself is kind of just gone. And I feel bad because, like, my main, or what is it, my stan? What do you call it? The one that you choose to align yourself with politically? No. But yeah, I guess for the lack of a better word, my K-pop main was Jisoo, and she seems to have had not the least successful career, but the least prominent career, because it seems like she mostly just does like modeling things and occasionally releases a song, but it's like kind of targeted to the Korean audience, which fair enough, you know. But yeah, so I'm kind of wondering like what's going on with these groups, because we get too many of them. Maybe you ask me, too many new ones. It's hard to keep up, especially in my old age. It's kind of like, in general, I have to stop watching anime too, because it's just so much stuff all the time. Like, how do you keep up with it? Maybe this is like Western brain pilled, actually. But how am I expected to be a fan of everything that comes out? Y'all keep taking away the things I like. And worse yet, sometimes the thing I like only has like one season. So like, what's the deal there? This is going to be a hell of a YouTube VOD, by the way. For those of you that missed it, the first hour was reacting to the PlayStation State of Play. And obviously not a lot much came out of it. Because now we're talking about K-pop while playing Trickshot Simulator. All right, new question for the chat. Wait a minute, I think I never finished my Coke Zero versus Diet Coke thing. I mean, basically what it came down to is I'm so sad that I can't get a conclusive opinion on Diet Coke. Like, is it healthy for me, technically speaking? Is aspartame going to kill me? Or is it actually a miracle drug that's going to cure my ADHD? Or is it going to give me autism? You know, under the Food and Drug Administration nowadays, who knows? But, you know, like, why? Like, why can't they just give us one opinion? I keep hearing that it's safe, and then I go buy a case, and then the day after I buy the case from the fucking H-E-B or whatever, sitting in my fridge, and I've already pounded like half of it back, and then suddenly I get things that are saying that it's deadly, and then you're gonna die. Now, Coke Zero, hear me out. Coke Zero is another interesting beast, because I realize Coke made a mistake there. Coke should not have marketed themselves with Diet Coke as hard as they did. But then again, Diet Coke pops off. I know basically so many people that Diet Coke is the only soda that they'll drink, and that's fine. So, but I don't think they pushed the marketing hard enough on Coke Zero. Because Coke Zero is basically just Diet Coke, but sweeter. To the point that it tastes more like original Coke. And that's why they call it Coke Zero and not Diet Coke. I think they just... Now they have Diet Coke competing against Coke Zero in a way. And it's kind of like, what the hell's the point? So, because Coke Zero is just another ingredient into Diet Coke, like with the aspartame, that makes it taste sweeter. But everybody still drinks Diet Coke from what I understand. We'll make it one day. Oh, that was close. Although I will say, when it comes to poke versus sushi, poke might take the cake for me. Because when you think about it, poke and sushi are basically the same thing. It's like having a burger or a salad. It's like, what orientation do you want it in, Western man? You know? It comes down to like, yeah, bread, salad, stuff. Maybe a little bit of meat in there. Maybe some cheese. So, who's to say that it's not just one and the same? That being said, poke is so much better, in my opinion. I mean, granted, you can have some really bomb sushi rolls, like the fried ones. But check out Street Soccer Online, bro. Hang on. Let's check it out right now. I'm curious what that is. Oh, it's on Steam. Oh my god. Wait, 2025, so it hasn't come out yet. Okay, this looks like... This really looks like it's trying to be rematch. But, obviously, there's some limitations. When did this get announced? June 1st. Okay, free demo, May 23rd. This is so bad it's a worse version of rematch. I agree. Definitely. Well, now, hang on. When did this come into fruition? Because May 27th. I'm going to assume that's when that came out. You know what? I'm tempted to download the demo just because it looks so bad. I think the UI is basically straight out of Rematch 2. Oh my god. Oh man. Similar to Overwatch 2 and Aim Labs, but not Rematch? What's the marketing here? Anyways. We want to develop our game together with you, our players. Street Soccer Online has great potential and we aim to unlock it by adding more modes, innovations, and content. Blah, 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 blah. Oh my god, this is long. What is the current state? Early access is currently playable and offers a core Street Soccer experience. At the moment, designed to deliver realistic physics. I think I saw a guy. That is not realistic physics at all, but alright. Based on your feedback, we plan to expand. Oh my god. We plan to make a small price increase when the game transitions to full release. Isn't this illegal? Isn't this probably copyright infringement at this point when you start charging money for it? I want to download it. Wait, I'm dumb. This isn't on Steam. I want to download the demo and then see how bad it really is. Probably on a future stream though, because I'm going to probably have to cut this one short pretty soon. There I go. I think I just installed the virus on my computer, by the way. Thanks for calling that out, Sky Haze. I owe you one. That's probably it's going to hold me out until June 19th then. Oh. Oh wow, it's already complete. Jesus. Actually, let me check on this real quick. Hang on. Now you got me curious. Library. Home. Rematch. You're right. It's gone. I can only uninstall it. That's... Wow, that's sad. Well, I guess I'll have to uninstall it. At this point, then, it's just taking up space on my hard drive. Got a lot of games. But we're playing Trickshot Simulator. Gotta get that timing right. Hang on. Hang on. I'm cooking. I'm cooking. I'm cooking. It's burnt. It's gone. It's raw. You know, when we get down into it, isn't every game just a worse version of rematch. It's just how much or little it reminds you of rematch. Like technically, Marvel Rivals is a really bad version of rematch as well. In this game, it's a terrible version of rematch. Anyways. Damn. I can do it. See, this game isn't even about making the trick shot. It's about not giving up. And Sisyphus, imagining Sisyphus is happy, rolling that boulder up the hill. Y'all fucking with Jesus? Just imagine I just start preaching religion on you for nonstop, hours at a time. Oh, that would have done it. Maybe we should talk about Jesus. No, I won't do that. But actually, you should see Sinners if you haven't. The Sinners movie? My God. Well, it's not in cinemas anymore, I guess, or theaters if you're American. Cinemas. Has anybody ever worked at a movie theater? I think somebody has, actually. I might have brought that up by accident, but I think somebody in this chat might have. God, we're close. See, this is just a game that I'm trying to play because I'm too Marvel Rivals pilled. It's almost like going on a diet to punish yourself for the junk food you've been eating. I feel like I've been playing too much Marvel Rivals, and I need to fix the dopamine in my brain to then become tolerant of nothing happening for basically 40 minutes. Speaking of which, 16 minutes. But once the thing does happen, the dopamine hit is monumental. Dare I say, it's like childbirth, but less painful. Or more painful if you're watching this. It's probably more painful to you. But we ball. Lord, I say, fuck it, we ball. So, Hayes, are you just scouring Steam for rematch alternatives? Is that what's happening? How did you end up at that last game? Did you just look up soccer? Because I had to look up the exact title. I don't know how you ended up there. That was close. Trying to dial in right here. Once I make this one, it's over. Oh, that was close. Finger slipped, are you still here? Yeah. So, dang, it's already 6. Oh my god, okay. I need to end this soon, because I have to go do something. Nice. I want to get it back in time for Repo and Lethal Company. So, but what do you think? Should we stream that as well? Would you be cool with that? I don't know why not. I'd be down. All right. Nice. I need some strength. So please give me your strength. Because I swear to God. This has gone on for longer than I thought. And now that I've started this, I feel like I can't stop it until I get it in. Everybody put your hands up like Dragon Ball when Goku needs to drop a spirit bomb or whatever the fuck. To be honest, I don't watch Dragon Ball. I know that that's one of the most popular anime of all time, at least in Mexico. But, yeah, I mean, it's just something about how long that is. And I think it's just one of those things that I grew up with it, and I was exposed to it so much that I just want nothing to do with it anymore. It's probably a hot take. Come on. Oh. Oh, come on. That was so close. I'm locking in. I can see it. I can smell it. I can taste it. I can feel it. See? Almost had it. Oopsie. That was 2 back-to-back rim shots. Don't take that out of context. Oh, come on. The power of Christ compels me. I swear to God. Now I'm just throwing it. Come on. You know, it's times like these where I kind of want to reflect on my life and think about what exactly brought me to this exact moment. Because it's not like I have any regrets, but also, how did I get here? Like, if you were to ask 20-year-old me, freshly into college, where he would be on a June afternoon, I don't think you would have ever guessed in a million years, streaming Trickshot Simulator right after a PlayStation showcase for no reason on Twitch.com. And there are 4 of you here at least, which is kind of nice, but also a little concerning. I'm still gonna assume that I'm like side monitor content for everyone, but please chime in and tell me what else are you doing? Because if you're just watching me, well, I don't know how to feel about that. Don't worry, I'll make it soon. Everything in due time. But actually, better yet, what's everyone's game of all time? Like, just top game of all time. Mine has to be Disco Elysium. which is a long shot from this game right now, but also not that different if you really think about it. They're both about loss. Not loss, but how do I call it? Not addiction. I wouldn't say this is addiction. That was close. But yeah, Disco Elysium is one of the best games of all time. I could honestly talk for forever about that game. Probably have to some of you. But I've been wanting to make a video about Disco Elysium on my main channel. Well, the only channel, but this is a Twitch channel, so to speak. And Disco Elysium. See, Seth, you say of all times a hard one, but that's the thing. That's how good Disco Elysium is to me. Like, it's so good that I just know the answer right off the top of my head. And it's always going to be there. It's always number one. And I feel like, you know, Baldur's Gate 3 came out recently and was a very, very highly praised game. And I think it might have beaten Disco Elysium on Metacritic, maybe. But there's something about Baldur's Gate 3 that, to me, doesn't let it beat Disco Elysium. Because Disco Elysium is just... It's like a David Lynch movie, if anybody knows David Lynch. But it's also like, you know, the indomitable human spirit in a game. In a person in a game. And it's one of the most beautifully written games of all time. And also, it's a detective game in a fictional world where there's like magic and stuff basically, but not really. It's basically like God magic in the same way that it would exist in our universe, and that's pretty crazy. It's like, if you say that that happened, nobody would ever believe you. But also, you're seeing it happen in front of you, and you're like, wow. Also, communism. Aren't we all fans of communism in this chat? If you're not a fan of communism, you might need to reconsider where you are. Take a look at your surroundings. Look at the person next to you. Tap them on the shoulder. Kiss. Sorry. Anyways, happy Pride Month. Assuming that you tapped the person on the shoulder next to you and you were of the same gender, which probably, according to my demographics, you might be. But yeah, I'm waiting for the answers. I'm still curious to what everyone's favorite game of all time is. Yeah, no, give it some thought, you know. This game's starting to give me a headache, man. Jeez. Alright, I'm locked in. Hang on, still locking in. I'm geeked. By the 9, I'm geeking. I'm geeked up. I'm a quirked up white boy. I got the sauce. Let me cook. Gen Z slang. See, I know for a lot of people their favorite game, surprisingly to me, because I haven't played it, but what I think I would expect some people to say is Xenoblade Chronicles. I know for a lot of people that's like a top game of all time, kind of similarly like Disco Elysium. The story maybe just makes you really think, which is honestly a little crazy to me because I never expected that from looking at Xenoblade Chronicles. But I understand that kind of like Expedition 33. There's something about JRPGs that have like a party like that makes the story compelling in a weird way, where you can see the cast grow together and then kind of just start relating to them, or even better, grow fond of them even though they're technically not real. Yeah, Xenoblade is a favorite series. That makes sense. It's not that I don't get it. It's maybe what I said, but I think it's just like, I obviously just haven't played it. And so, you know, I'm not as big of a Nintendo guy anymore. I used to be a Nintendo kid. A lot. I think I mentioned that earlier in the stream. I used to be a GameCube, Game Boy kid, but honestly, I feel kind of dumb for getting a Switch. I mean, I played Smash with the homies in college. Don't get me wrong, those were always great times. Tears of the Kingdom, one of probably the best Zelda games of all time, not gonna lie. But other than that, I can't say that was almost in. I can't say that I really care that much about most of the Switch games or the Switch's lineup. That might be a little controversial. The Pokemon games specifically, by the way, yeah, very disappointing to me lately. Mostly like graphically, like what are they doing? You know, like I get that the Switch is a graphing calculator, but literally look at Xenoblade and look at like Tears of the Kingdom, man. You could do better. Come on. It's been nearly 3 hours stream, so basically 1 hour of PlayStation Showcase, then 2 hours of Trickshot Simulator. Time really flies, huh? My arm is tensing up. How long have we got? 30 minutes on this trick shot. We can do it. 30 minutes is where it starts to get good, actually. We're barely starting, if you think about it. I'm locked in. I'm in sync with the tennis racket. Well, I mean the badminton racket, I guess. Oh wait, you put a comment after that, my bad. I think Xenoblade, or I think singular game would be Fire Emblem Awakening for no other reason than that shit really sealed in a friendship and a long series love, lifelong series love. That's nice. Yeah, I think that makes sense, you know, other than critically appealing games. Like just how good they are, just favorite games that you have because you're of your connection to them, for sure. I think that's why I put Lollipop Chainsaw in like my top games of all time list, even though it's not good by any metric necessarily, any one metric. But it just came to me at a very interesting time that it became a core part of my character, so to speak. And I would love it if everybody in the world loved that game so much and we could get a sequel, maybe. But also, it exists in a perfect little vacuum where it is basically only for me and a handful of other people, but God, they at least made a remaster of it, so thank God for that. Because after that, or before that, you could only get it on the old consoles. Which also, thank God for... I never ended up selling that game, actually. I thought I did, but my mom found it at my grandma's house years later. Don't ask about how my mom found Lollipop Chainsaw at my grandma's house. But basically, I have my original copy, and that is pretty pog. So if the internet ever explodes, or Steam decides that I don't actually own my games, I can still play the game from my childhood that most stood out to me. Other than The Last of Us. Because The Last of Us is really good. The first one. Don't ask me about the second one. We will not be having that conversation today. Sorry. I believe. How many hours could this realistically take? Can't take more than 1 hour, right? I've gotten very close a few times. What if God was one of us? I don't know where that song came from, but it's in my head once in a while. I have to let it out. My eyes are rolling into the back of my skull as we speak. They're honestly glazing. Can't imagine what this is like for you. I just want to do it, man. I just want to do it, but it's okay. I'm strong. I'm emotionally strong. I'm a rock. Son of a bitch. It's okay, pain is temporary. Who's gonna carry the boats? That's a question we should all be asking ourselves. Exciting update. My girlfriend made it to Grandmaster in Marvel Rivals. I am now very close to being outmatched in skill, where we may not be able to play together. But that's on me. She's always been better at those games than me, and that's perfectly fine. I'll just have to grind. And by grind, I mean more Trickshot Simulator. Damn. I'm really trying something new here. And I want it to work. But I haven't quite gotten there. I promise we won't do this after Summer Game Fest, by the way. I think I've learned my lesson. Oh, God. Yes, quite. I would like to see Mr. Beast do this. Frankly, I don't think he could. Frankly, I think Jimmy Beast would crack under the pressure of getting this badminton thing into the cup. I know he said PewDiePie's name like 1,000,000 times and also counted to like 100,000, but this I would say is a task much higher than that. The only thing keeping me going now is spite, because I think Jimmy Donaldson Beast would, if he does better than me at this, I think I'll have to end my career. And realistically, there's a chance that he has made it before. Probably in some sort of collaboration with Dude Perfect. Because let's face it, the dudes are perfect. Honestly, how does Dude Perfect do it? What sort of superhuman ability must one possess to be able to do this on a regular basis? It's like being a quarterback, but worse. Matter of fact, I think I maybe there's a chance I could have made it already if this was in person. Do y'all like Mr. Beast? Type no in the chat. That's it. Those are the only options. Is there a Mexican Mr. Beast? That would be interesting. According to my calculations, the Bay of Pigs was a CIA operation that is not all we are told. Anyways. We should bring back John F. Kennedy. He might not have had the best ideals, but who does nowadays? You think John F. Kennedy could make the shot? God help. One sec. Gotta warm up my arm. Alright, I'm locked in. Okay, I'm hitting. Nope. Right after this. Seth, I don't think I want to read that message. I think that's just making the card look even more impressive now, to be honest. The banter is running low. Morale is spiraling, just like at the Marathon studio. Marathon is going to be probably such a bad game when it comes out. TikTok music stuck in my head. Okay, gotta make it in the next 4 minutes. Let's go, 4 minutes. If I don't make it in the next 4 minutes, I gotta make the bed. I don't know. I don't want a bad punishment. I don't want anything crazy. This is all risk, no reward type shit. It gets to a point. I am breaking. You must be swift as a coursing river with all the strength of a great typhoon. God damn it. If you don't get it in 4 minutes, you can't leave, and you got to switch to lethal with me and the boys. So unfortunately, I have to go feed a cat. That's basically what I have to go do. And honestly, the time just slipped right through me. It's crazy how this just kind of flew by. But once I go feed the cat and come back, there's a chance. But really, I do have to get it in the next 2 minutes, if not. Everybody, look away real quick in 2 minutes. It's all or nothing. It's nerf or nothing. Son of a bitch. Whew. Damn. like 10 seconds. Come on. Do it. This one for sure. This one for sure. That one could have been it. That one could have been it. Yeah. Okay, 10 seconds are definitely over, but that one should have been it. We're getting very close though, come on. There's no way. I think I see the window of opportunity here. Hang on. Wow. 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 Oof. Oh, come on. Rigged. This is rigged. Somebody with a better understanding of physics than me could probably have done this by now. Dude, I'm just locked in. This is it. Nope, hang on. This is it. Nope, hang on. This is it. Nope. Damn. Alright. Hear me out. Everybody look away for about 10 seconds. Starting now. Okay, I think that might have been 10 seconds. Don't look back just yet. Hang on, 10 more seconds. Look back. Turn around. Okay, don't look. Okay, 10 seconds starting now. Okay, that might have been another 10 seconds by now. So don't look just yet. All right. Turn around one last time. This will be the one. 10 seconds starting now. Hang on, don't turn around just yet. Don't turn around. Whoa, look at that. We did it. 45 minutes. All right, yeah, I really gotta go. But, cool beans. All right. Well, that was a decent use of 3 hours. 2 hours specifically. Yeah, I don't know what compelled me to stream this game, but we got one really good clip out of it. Let me be honest. This clip, come on. 16 seconds, 15 seconds. Like, I mean, it was basically 10 seconds when you think about it. So that was a good one. That was a good one. But anyways, thank you all for doing that with me. Promise we'll never have to do it again. And if so, then, oh, God help us all. But, all right, I'm going to go. Remember that we have the Summer Game Fest stream on Friday. I think it's outside at about 2 p.m. Pacific as well. Same as today, PlayStation State of Play. That'll be fun. So until then, take care of yourself. And if I don't see you tonight for the Lethal/Repo stream, then see you then. Let me get out of here for a bit and do what I gotta go do. So thanks, y'all. See you next time, and bye.